Enjoy the first matchup of the series.
Have a good
Enjoy your
journey,
day,
mate.
Mate, I'll go back to my desk.
But here it is, going to be overpass to kick it off. It should be an exciting one, Snods. Obviously, we're looking at it on paper. We're thinking Prophecy, most likely to come in here. Right now, in terms of the stand-ins, they've been looking good.
They should do, yeah. I mean, like, what I said about Cobblestone, the fact that Mace isn't comfortable on that map. One of the things as well is you have to take into account the fact that Mace has never really been on LAN. This is his first LAN experience. He's subbing in for Thomas, a LAN veteran, a potential staple in the UK scene, a rising talent. The problem is, right, you can play online with all the confidence you want. He is filling in Thomas's shoes as the entry fragger. And if your entry fragger lacks confidence, lacks faith in his team as well, suddenly how does that impact your T-sides?
Yeah, that's very truthful, because this is the thing, sort of, his role is to be that impact fragger early into the round. He needs to be the one to get those openings. And online, he's been actually doing very well. We've seen him slotting in massively. He's been looking comfortable, but we've never really seen that shine through when he's here.
Talking about online, obviously, Reason Gaming have played Overpass. They beat Excel in ESL Premiership not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, and that was a 16-13 after losing both pistols, and Mace actually did have a very good game there, but that was online. So, Prophecy winning the knife, I believe, and that means they're probably going to start on that CT side, and we're going to see a Reason favor on the T side.
That's the thing, though. For Reason as well, they need to try to get in here early. We've seen this consistently with them. They can be a slow burner, but if they don't get that early fire to them, that's where they really start to lag behind. They can't quite build themselves up.
And that's what happens when you build a team around the fact that you are individual players, okay? They don't really tend to go for the AWP pick on the T side. Obviously, Kamabanger brings it out on the CT side. T side, they generally go for the 5 AK style of play. They group together, they play 4, 1, or 5-man style of CS. It'd be interesting to see if they carry that forward as well into this one.
Yeah, because that's the thing, sort of more internally is how this team works. It isn't as much structure as it's just sort of a mixed bag. You've got a lot of talent, but the way things work is players are just slotted into a role because they absolutely have to. With Hoodlum, you know, internally, he isn't a fully fledged caller. He just got forced to his role and made it work. But this is why you see him stepping up individually as well, because he still has a fragging power.
And actually, his style of calling fits this Reason team so well.
Yeah.
Initially, when Reason Gaming had that success online, they beat Method 2-0 in the ROG Masters qualifiers, what, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago? People were begging the question of, oh, what happened if we just had a fully fledged leader, like an Imi, like a Nilzenia, for example, someone that brought more structure to the team? Well, on their T sides, it seems like they tend to go for more of that loose start play. They spread out, potentially, they go for picks, and when that doesn't happen, they just group together. Either they go for a 4-1 style of CS, hood them towards one side of the map, will throw his nades as a fake, and then the rest of the 4 people will try and push in, try and find entries towards the opposite side, hopefully Hoodlums cause a rotate and they're 1-man down for the CT defense. That's really the style of play. Obviously, when you are playing that fake 4-1 style, you need map control. So the map like Overpass, you are going to need control of toilets. You're going to need control of banana. And be sure to be able to fully fledge those fakes. Because if you haven't got control of connector, you can't make the fast rotation back through connector towards B if you do the fake towards A. And the same can be said for B. So, for me, Reason Gaming on the T side, are they going to play the map control style at CS? And if so, are they going to be favoring it through B short or through toilets and mid?
And that's the thing as well. They need to actually have that confidence behind them. As we touched on, that is going to be mostly the impactful factor behind them, because obviously if they're not going in there absolutely roaring with a firepower up high, blasting from all cylinders, they're going to struggle massively, because their style of play is that aggressive in your face, explosive CS. They're not playing strategic, very fast, very heavy. And the thing is, up against Prophecy right now, a team that have proven themselves to have a lot of structure, deep map pool, they've worked their way through, we're seeing them expand their playbook more and more. That's where the issues could arise.
Yeah, potentially. Reason Gaming right now sitting at 1 point as well. The only win they have, well, I say a win, the only draw they have, map win they had, was versus Epsilon in the first week on Cobblestone. And initially I was thinking, okay, Reason Gaming, they took a map, potentially an upset, a draw versus one of the potential favorites, one of the finalists you'd expect to be. Could that be their silver lining later on, right? When they do potentially lose 2-0 to Envious, have a hard game versus Prophecy, can they have the upset win versus like an Epsilon, which they did? And then from there, how will they perform versus the UK team? So we saw them last week lose 0-2 to Infuse, the team that had no points on the board. So the question for me is really, Reason Gaming, it's do or die right now. You're on 1 point. If you lose 0-2 here, even go for a draw as well, they have to have the 2-0.
That's the thing. It was the debate of, is this a big result for them they can now continue off the back of? And unfortunately, they haven't been able to. A lot of that does come down to the fact that obviously Thomas is away. He's not here. He's MIA in Cuba, of course. He's busy.
If you're watching from home, shout out to Thomas.
Absolutely loves it. Already paid his £10. Got that deposit
for
in.
Wi-Fi.
He's finished up the Spanish bingo, and he is ready for the CS. As we're going to be driving straight in, Snods, overpass to kick us off. Let's get into this.
So, let's take a look at this one. It's going to be Reason Gaming starting on that CT side. Prophecy winning the knife run, actually opting to start on T. So these guys are going to be wanting to set the pace. They want to be this fast, aggressive style of CS to start and kick things off. It's going to be Utility and P250 onto Slap. Apart from that, Forces of Kevlar. Oh, hello, Cinder. Forces of Kevlar on the remaining T players. For the CT side, it's going to be hurdling with the Smoke, Flash, and HE Grenade. No kit for that CT side. If the bomb goes down, that retake's going to be so difficult.
Kali actually gets the opener as well on towards Cinder. That's going to be quite an impactful frag. Obviously, Cinder's had to take the role as the main fragger since Thomas has departed. Karma will fire back as well, takes down Arch as he's trying to gain control of Long.
Right now, you've got 3 T players there towards Banana and towards Long. First frag, they're going to favor Karma. Can he get any more?
This is looking good so far. The CT defense is showing up when they need to. Karma able to keep him at bay to at least buy his teammates time, but they still haven't spotted out the bomb. Slap does a little bit of damage before he sneaks off.
He does indeed. So, 1 minute 5 on the clock right now. Prophecy, a man disadvantage for them. Karma Panga finding 2 frags himself. Now it's down to Kali. Can he equalize the numbers?
Oh, Kali takes the fight through. So he's trying to get the entries. Actually, they do. Kolar and Kali come up huge as they pop the heads of Mason Hoodlum. They've now got complete control of the site.
No kit for the retake as well. They need a fast frag kit. Kali will dispatch of prey. Turn this into a 1 versus 3. And there we go. Pistol round 1 for Prophecy on their T side overpass. It's so crucial to win that T pistol. Reason being is, depending on how much Reason getting forced into this buy right now, round number 2, are they going to have Fighters of Kevlar? Are they going to buy Scout into Karma Panga? Will they have enough money to bring in the AWP into play for the first buy round? And already you can see Karma Panga right now buying the Deagle, has $1,400 in his bank account, which means he will have enough for the AWP. So we are going to be seeing an AWP coming out from Karma Panga in round number 4. But for now, Prophecy, 3 SMGs and 2 AKs will fill out their buy. For them right now versus the quasi-buy of Reason Gaming, try and have 4 stay alive, 3 stay alive, stack up as much cash as you can on these pistols, on these SMGs, sorry. No MAC-10. Usually you see the MAC-10 player be the probe for information, go towards one of the sites, see if the CTs are stacking there towards A or B. Instead, though, they're just going to play the normal default, the normal anti-eco. You do an overpass where you send 3 players towards Long, you flash over Long, you molly towards Tree, and eventually you have control of A Long and Toilets. And then following that, you just execute them towards the site.
Set themselves up right now as they do have that utility.
Yep, smoke towards CT stairs, probably going to molly truck as well. Karma Panga now towards default site, has no Kevlar, so these SMGs are going to rip through him.
Let's see what Karma can do here with the Deagle. Can somehow start to ward them off. Unfortunately, 2 men will go down as they take control of the site. Hoodlum trying to respond as well. Will take the head off of Arch, but it seems like the damage has already been done.
Exactly that, 3 versus 4 now. It's looking like Reason Gaming are going to be throwing in the towel into this one. Going to be saving their Kevlar, helmet, and pistols, the CZs. Strong round from Prophecy. Obviously, they only found 1 frag, or sorry, 2 kills. Oh, sorry, make it 3 actually. And all 3 of those frags were on the AK. So no extra cash for the SMGs. Obviously, Arch being the entry fragger, first one to die. Had the UMP, so it's not really the end of the world if he does fall. So it's going to be a strong round for Prophecy. 4 players staying alive, which means they're going to only have to drop over 1 SMG, 1 MAC-10 towards Arch that did fall.
Pretty good round so far as they work their way through. Not going to get too much cash off the back of that, though. Obviously, the kills go only coming out with the rifles. Luckily enough, Cinder and Mace will get away.
Exactly that. So, bomb does explode. We go into round number 3 now. And this should be another clean round here for Prophecy. Obviously, we have 2 players with the CZs and Kevlar. Are they going to group together towards a site, have the pistols, or sorry, the armored players go to towards B, and then have your un-Kevlar, USP players go towards A? Or are you going to do a 4-man stack, a 5-man stack? Are you going to have the 2 CZ players play towards connector with armor? Let's see what they do. Let's see what Prophecy do as well if they go for a B rush or a fast rush towards A with these SMGs. Now we have the MAC-10 onto Arch. He can just run in first, see if they're stacking a site, and if they're not, remaining players, the rallying troops can fall behind him.
Yep. Easy way for him to just farm his way. Nice stack coming out from Reason. They're going to try and catch him off guard. Just play together. They are all situated like that.
Yep, it's actually going to be 5 players from the T side all going towards A. You've got Quicks there towards connector. No players towards Monster, so they are going to be expecting a stack towards the B-bomb site.
Still just holding for the meantime. Obviously, the play coming through. You can see Prophecy not wanting to run any risk as they do clear their angles.
Exactly. One of the issues here is you go towards middle and you could have 4 CT players just grouped behind mid, waiting for a flashbang from a teammate. All of you are blind, and suddenly the USPs are so effective versus the blind enemies. But instead, it's going to be a good read here from Prophecy. Quicks, the only man really in potential danger, as the CTs have given up the A site and they're stacking 3 players towards connector as a 4.
Maker's play though, going to go for the contact peek. The thing is, Mace does have the angle covered with the CZ. Locked and loaded. Even if he goes down, the quick trade should be coming back through. Nice flashbang goes over to allow him to peek. He will find the first frag and the second. Nicely done from Quicks there, but eventually falls to Cinder that can scavenge the weapon.
4 versus 3 now, still in favor of Prophecy. Arch with a MAC-10, he can lose this gun here. He can try and find the frag, make it into a 4 versus 2. She doesn't, because Cinder, they're having the Kevlar, will find the frag and turn this into a 3 versus 3. Cinder is low, so down to Kali now towards Toilets.
Nice damage done, even if they do lose out off the back of this point. Kali going to try and strike though. We'll find that frag back on towards Cray fairly easily. Here's Hoodlum in the back line though, just going to pop his head out, try and do a little bit of damage, cause some commotion as he will strike at the right time. It fires out a Deagle round, will take down Slap.
Oh my god!
As he takes down Kolar as well. This is huge. Potentially they can actually start to pick this one up as he makes his play straight towards bomb. No kit to play with those nods, so he needs to do it right now. We'll jump on it, try and force the face. And unfortunately, Kale not going to buy into his mind games. Will just hold his angle, peek out, and eventually take him down with a rifle.
Still, the fact that they found 4 kills onto the T's will impact their economy potentially. Hoodlum there, feeling warmed up and ready for the remainder of this game. It's going to be going into the first buy round now. We could be seeing the AWP come into play as well from Kamapanga. And we do indeed. 5,700 bought from him, so he's going to be having Kevlar, AWP, and a smoke grenade. Apart from that, though, it's going to be 4 M4s to fill out the rest of that CT buy. Prophecy now, first buy round for them. They're ditching away those SMGs. 4 AKs and 1 AWP into the hands of Kolar. We saw him step up so many games so far. Really the star player for me with the AWP. It's going to be 4 players grouping outside Monster. Let's see what Slap can do. He's waiting for the smoke, the Molotov. He's going to try and get contact headshot towards barrels and then flood the site with a man advantage.
Yeah, needs to hit with the aggression here, open it up massively. Will peek his way through. Kale gets the opener, actually. It's going to be Arch to respond as well. Takes down Mace. Cinder, he's the frontline infantry now to defend the site. He actually strikes at the right time. They were unaware of his location as he's able to work his way through. Only 1 member, unfortunately.
3 versus 2 now. Kale is fairly low HP onto 34. Crate has the kit and all the utility. M4 for him. Kamapanga towards... Actually, Bank, I think Kamapanga is going to be saving. No, he is towards Heaven, sorry. Trying to see if he can spot out a player crossing back towards site.
Trying to play it in their own time. They do have a little bit of utility left to play. The Molotov is going to come down, though. This really burns a lot of time off. Craig can't strike efficiently at this point. Karma going to root over. Will miss the opening shot, unfortunately, at this point. They might as well just call it.
Exactly that. 2 players staying alive. Obviously, their round loss bonus now will be 3,400 after losing 4 rounds on the drop. So, I mean, Craig could drop. Let's take a look at their money. So yeah, you will get 3,400 to the bank, so Karma and Craig can both drop M4s. The question is, do they go for the quasi buy, or will they even have 2 rifles to save?
Yeah, very true. Craig's going to try and go for the attack. Will get himself in the elevated angle, actually takes down Craig, but Karma is able to respond.
That changes everything. If you had 2 players stay alive, we could have seen the drops come through, maybe? Instead, though, with only 1 player staying alive, they're going to go for the quasi buy, I imagine, into this one.
Why has he just knifed someone?
Has he?
Yeah, there was a team kill on Prophecy.
Really?
There was a team kill, he just knifed it.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was looking at your gorgeous face,
kill
mate.
came through. Oh.
Well.
I did wonder what that was, but...
Anyway, it's going to be the quasi buy coming up from Reason Gaming. Kamapanga saving the AWP. He has to get aggressive here, try to find the first frag if he wants a chance for Prophecy to lose the round.
So he's going to bring to the table here, obviously, right now. Craig going to go for the early information play. Not going to get too much of that. No real audio cues there.
Yeah, Prophecy right now, they know there's an AWP in play. You can see them playing slow. They expect Karma to either peek towards Monster. That's why you have Kale there just holding, see if he will peek. And as well, if you have the AWP, you're going to be going towards 3 places. Long, middle, or B. Kale's holding towards B. You have Kolar now trying to see if Kamapanga will go for a cheeky mid-peek. But instead, obviously we saw what Prophecy did on the anti-ecos. They went towards A long 2 times in a row. That's why Kamapanga is there towards long. He thinks they're going to do the same anti-eco, but instead, Jack, they're just going to do a mid-default. Smoke towards front toilets. Prophecy may be expecting a better buy than they're actually against.
Map control Cray as well, just going to try to play around the smoke. Potentially could get a lot of information off the back of this, but Kolar does have the angle covered, Snods.
He does indeed. Still a 5 versus 5. 55 seconds left on the clock right now. The T's have no control of the map. The bomb is down for some reason. Fairly strange because the AWP is now alone with the bomb towards toilets. So, bomb collected, and actually Cray may hear this, and if he spots him going back down connected with the bomb, that could give all the information he needs, but unfortunately for Cray, he spots towards long. The first frag goes in favor of Reason though, 5 versus 4.
He's able to take 1 man down with his CZ. Kale that is going to fall. This could hinder them, but the push is starting to come through. They have that utility over as well. Cinder actually in a prime location to do damage, but it's Mace that strikes, finds the headshot back on towards Slap. Kolar as well chimes in as he takes him down. Hoodlum trying to relive that previous round with his Deagle. Kolar will not allow it.
3 versus 2 now. Cray towards short, could find a frag, but Quicks is ready for it.
Comes in from short, finds the opening headshot, actually does take him down, as they're now left in a 2 versus 2. Potential into the round at this point.
Exactly that. Let's see now. Kamapanga towards Heaven. He has to find the frag here. Quicks catches out Craig, but it's all down to the shoot.
Too late at this point. Quicks has the angle covered. He can just spam into him, just go for the pre-fire, and that should call it off.
Exactly. Kamapanga going to be going back, retreating away, going to be saving the AWP into the very next day. Well, I say day. Next round is going to be round number 6 as Prophecy take a 5-0 lead. Another buy will come in for Reason Gaming.
Indeed, they're working their through right now. Prophecy looking good so far. Obviously, this is the form we expect to see. Reason, we've seen a lot of struggles coming out, more so on their CT half overpass in recent form factor. I mean,
yeah, their T side's strong. Yeah. Like every single UK team, weak CT sides and strong T sides. Obviously, it's not hard to have good aim. You can play your pugs, you can play your DM. Doesn't matter where you're from. Your aim can always be improved on. The problem is, it's teamwork, it's communication, it's cohesion, it's rotates that are so important and impactful on that CT side. Kamapanga there on your screens, the AWP for the Reason side. Anyway, enough of that. It's going to be going into round number 6. The second buy now. We saw Prophecy have a very commanding lead on the first one when they went for the counter play towards B. Are they going to try and repeat that success? So, AWP on both sides. Kolo warding that one, and Kamapanger once again warding the AWP towards that CT side. It's going to be Quicks again towards Connector. And a 3-man default towards the A site, and it's going to be Kala as your lurk towards B. A very standard T default here. You smoke towards front toilets, you molly banana, you flash up, and you slowly take control of mid. Once you have control of mid, you can do the fakes, you need Connector. So, it's all down to map control. That was my question in the preface, and so far it's delivering. Kamapanger holding towards Party, but you can see that smoke comes in, the molly will come towards Banana, and now he has to aid his teammate here.
We got utility raining through the skies. Karma needs to go in at the right time, trying to play around. It will peek out, but unfortunately his head gets knocked straight off, slapped. Absolutely working his way through. 4 versus 3 now. Hits onto Mason Hoodlum, so the CTs can play for retake if they want to. Bomb still towards Playground though, so they still have a minute left on the clock to try and find another entry and turn this into a 4 versus 2. Right now though, Reason Gaming, they need the next kill to go in their favor. Otherwise that could be all she wrote. It's going to be Calais once again towards Monster. Mace here, close as well. I don't think he's actually peeking out. He's waiting for someone to just push into his crosshair and trying to find an easy frag. 40 seconds left on the clock right now. Look how far back Cinder is. He has no information towards mid. This is where a fake could be so easily thrown. Instead though, the CT's going to take a risk towards B. It's looking like they played this one smart. 30 seconds left, and here comes the execute in the smokes. Push coming through. Mace trying to ward them off. Will actually get the opening frags. He's able to take down Calais. Things get a little bit awkward now. Hoodlum trying to play around the pole, but it's not meant to be, Snods, unfortunately.
Slap right now, 4 frags for himself. Going to try to go for the ace, but Cinder's looking like he might be saving this one instead. Oh no, he's actually towards heaven. 1 versus 3. Is there a chance?
Likely at this point. Cinder, limited utility. No real time. Actually does peek out, takes the head off Kolor. That's a nice opening frag, gives him potential into the round as both of the remaining Ts are fairly low. He has the Molotov as well, so he can try and get that molly out towards short, but he's making an awful lot of noise as he makes his approach through. Molotov does go out to keep them at bay as he peeks out, but he's not aware of Slap's location, but it doesn't matter. He finds the headshot, takes him down. He's got the kit. There's so much into this round. Quicks, is he aware of his location? Just waiting for him to peek out, but Quicks plays it smart, peeks out.
I was about to say, Cinder had no kit there, for the chance of the 1 versus 3 was impossible, but you saw he found that frag towards Pillar. He retrieved the kit as well. It seemed so perfect for him into that scenario. Look at that spray transfer there from Slap. And of course, the 2K towards that B-bomb site. The 2 CTs just lining up, making it nice and easy. The pause will come in. I believe that's from Reason. And they are about 4,000 across the board, 8,000 into Kamapanger's bank, so he can drop over an M4 to Hoodlum. We could be seeing a 5 M4 buy, Jack. Problem is, you have 5 M4s, but you've only got 4,000 in the bank. You can buy M4, Kevlar, Flashbang. Can't even afford to smoke onto a few of these players. And smokes are so important on the CT side. Either to smoke off mid to delay the push, to smoke off Banana with 50 seconds left to, again, hold off the push. You want the clock to go down as low as possible on your CT side with a pass.
Yeah, they're in a massive deficit right now. You can see as well, this is the thing with Reason. A very emotional team, much like a lot of UK teams. It's more of a standpoint at this, this time. They need that energy, and if they do stir with a slow start, that's what they really can't find their foot in.
The reason for the passion and the frustration, the anger, and it shows, I believe it's the pressure they put on themselves. All of these UK players, even myself included, everybody wanted to be that one team that changed it all. The first team to break through the UK and make it international. But so far, I've only had players like Smooya, Def, Surreal that have crossed the seas and gone towards some foreign Counter-Strike. Apart from that, though, the UK team, we haven't really been seeing a UK team, bar, obviously, the win from Easy Skins, and then the endpoint win versus Flipside.
True indeed, mate.
Exactly.
About the AWP skills there.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Lovely map, morale.
Well done, got it then. Anyway, talking about Premier, I played Arch in Premier, and he 16-2'd me on Overpass. So hopefully, Reason Gaming know a little bit more than me on this map.
Gonna have to wait and see if that is going to be the case. First time Reason have actually used some aggression into the round, though. Snod's taking that early long control.
Exactly that. Once again, the exact same default coming out from the side of Prophecy. Flash comes in and see if we take it.
They do take the fight through. Karma actually gets the opening frag as they're allowed to fall back now.
Slap though, gets the trade frag. It's going to be a 4 versus 4 and low HP onto Kamapanger as well. So far, so good from Prophecy as they win the early exchange. They've got a 4 versus 4, which does favour the Ts anyway. I'll explain that in just a second. Plus the fact that Kamapanger is 15 HP. So, why does the 4 versus 4 favour the terrorist side? Think of it like this. On your CT side, you have so much ground to cover. You have 2 sites, so you have to split up your defense. 2 players towards A. It's going to be Kamapanger and Hulim towards the A site. And then you have Mace and Cinder towards B. So it's 2 players towards B, 2 players towards A. But the terrorists, they can group together. It can be a 4 versus 2 towards one of these sites. That's why people do say equal exchanges do favour the terrorist side. So, 4 versus 4 now. 45 seconds left on the clock. They do have good utility as well into the arsenal. of the T side. Prophecy could go for a fake towards the A site, or Slap could just throw some nades, try and find a frag towards the B side, but look at the stack here coming from Cinder and Mace. They're playing retake as well. Their job right now is to find one frag, turn it into a 4 versus 3, and play the retake. The problem is they have one kit, one smoke grenade, sorry, 2 smoke grenades and 1 Molotov. So a lack of utility for the CT side in case it does become a retake. It's all down to Cinder now, but look, he's not even peeking.
Cinder, wrong time, and unfortunately will be its downfall. He does peek out now, trying to strike, but he's not going to work out. Arch takes his head off instantly. Nice opener. Mace as well, warded off as the Molotov is ablaze right in front of him, and they're keeping everyone at bay with the utility they have. Reason have to give up on this one.
Mace picks up the kit, but he will throw in the tower. It's going to be the save coming out from Reason Gaming. They've lost 7 rounds to the trot now, so they will be able to pop into the next one. You can see there on the screens. The money is low, but they will get $3,400 as their round loss bonus. So they can drop Cray and Cinder M4s. They can have another buy into the next one. At this point, we have to see risks. A stack towards Connector. Try and find the frag onto Quicks. Break up the T side of attack. If you have control of Connector with the CT side, suddenly it's harder because for Prophecy, you'll have all those 4 or 3 players in the default forced and tunneled towards A. That way you know where the T's are. Also means you won't be playing versus a fake as well, because if you have control of Connector, it's so much harder to throw smokes and then run all the way around T-spawn. But yeah, I have to see a risk come out from the CT side right now. Reason Gaming, what are they going to do? A 4-man stack towards B maybe and leave Karma to solo AWP on the A site. That could be a good strat. Could go for some aggression towards long. We saw them do it last time, but they went 4 for 4, and Kamapanga was too low HP. They need to have a 5 versus 4 exchange in their advantage, or stack towards the site and risk something, because so far, playing standard CS, they're losing it very heavily versus Prophecy.
Yeah, we're seeing that consistently. That's the thing right now. We spoke about how important confidence is for them. They're playing that aggressive CT half, but they're not bringing the aggression to the table. Playing from the far back angles, trying to play for trades, but it's just not working out for them. Constantly being left in a situation where in the battle of attrition, they physically cannot retake the site, forced to fall back. They don't have the cash play over as well, so we're not seeing that AWP come out. Right now, Karma needs to be stepping up. He has to fill the shoes of Thomas in that AWP role for the openers.
We've seen Reason Gaming on 4 buys lose in very dramatic fashion. And right now, there's no AWP in play for the CT side. Kits onto 3 players, Famas onto Cray. So even then, they're lacking firepower. Quick's a shot hole in the door. He's trying to see if Cinder's going to go for a jump peek. But instead, it's still going to be a 5 versus 5. 1 minute left on the clock as we're going to round number 8. Prophecy, 1 round away from already winning the half, 8-0. At this point, the best half we could see from Reason Gaming on the CT side is an 8-7. But Jack, I don't think it's going to happen. So far, we haven't really been seeing too many close rounds. We had the 1 versus 3 from Cinder that was turned into a 1 versus 1, but still, that was a 1 versus 3 scenario. All these rounds have gone in favor of Prophecy. Reason Gaming have to step up. Cray, one of the shining stars on this Reason Gaming side usually. Let's see what we can do. Those smokes will go towards B. That smokes at Heaven and Breach. And now you have the fake from Kali as well. This could force a rotation from Karma.
This could be very important here if they play it right. Kali as well comes in with 2 massive opening frags, and they've completely bypassed Cray.
There it is. Kamapanga rotating towards B. It's all down to Cray, but with the Famas, he'll lose the duel. Kamapanga now back towards stairs, trying to see if he can find the frag, but already in the 2 versus 4, what can he really do?
Trying to do some damage as he will peek out, finds a little bit, but it's not quite enough. Will eventually force all on Cinder. He's in the back line. Look how low these T-side players are, but they're in prime time after plants. They're ready for this. Cinder finds the first kill, will take down Arch, but he's got to bide his time.
Once again, Cinder in the 1 versus 3 for a chance for Reason Gamer to claw this one back. Bomb planted, has a kit. Double flashbang, can't go for a smoke defusal. All down to just peeking and finding these frags.
Peeking out, working his way through. No one really there to deal with at this point. He's also being hunted. Quicks is going to be coming up from the rear. They won't even ladder. Kali will be the one to take him down, and Prophecy keep their streak going.
After 8 rounds, it's already going to be Prophecy winning the half as a bare minimum. 8-0 will be the scoreline. We saw the incredible fake that came out from Prophecy. You can smoke towards Heaven and Bridge and center side, all from outside toilets. This is the problem, right? Cray was close towards toilets. How do you not hear them pinning the grenades? As soon as he heard them throwing smokes, as soon as Kamapanga calls the smokes are not on A, you have to anticipate the fake towards B. But as well, Kale finding 2 frags, 2 entries towards the B site alone simply isn't good enough.
Yeah, we've seen that B fake come out quite a lot from Prophecy as well in the games they've played on Overpass, and they do like to bring to the table.
We saw it from Epsilon last week as well. So it's not that uncommon. You have to be anticipating all the plays that could come out, especially from a side like Prophecy. They had such an embarrassing loss last week, losing 16-0. This week they have something to prove.
Karma, though, he's proven everything right now as he whips out the deagle. We'll find a dirty shot back on towards Slap, and the bomb's down in a massive location, wide in the open. Unfortunately, they can't quite hold the T's off to give them the advantage.
Exactly that. Bomb switch towards A long. Nice frag there from Kamapanga, but I believe Quicks will land the shot, and he does just that. It's going to turn into a 4 versus 3. A glimmer of hope there, as Reason Gaming had the advantage, but instantly it's going to be brought back to a 4 versus 3 in Prophecy's favor. 8-0 currently, and the quasi buy now for Reason Gaming. The only person with Kevlar on that CT side is Mace. Kevlar, Smoke, and a CZ. Apart from that, Jack, it's just Hoodlum with the Deagle once again. Cray with a 5-7, but they have no armor. We saw what happened versus Cray towards Sewers when he had no Kevlar. Let's see if he can get the dropper though.
Yeah, this is massive. He's got his ears on. He'll be aware of their location. Can find the frag back on towards Crick. Scavenges the AK as well. But meanwhile, towards B, this is what Mace needs to go use. Has to keep them at bay. Buy his teammates time to rotate over if they want to invest into this round.
Yeah, Molotovs will push him back towards B short. He's given up the site, and that should mean the retake being nigh impossible as they have no kits on that CT side. They have a Molotov onto Crane, but unfortunately Hoodlum should go down towards CT lower, and eventually he does. 3 versus 2 right now. The T's have control of the all CT side of the map. They have Heaven, they have control of lower. No chance here. Cray could save the AK into the next round, but even then, you're 9-0 down.
Arch as well, unfortunately, will actually go down. Mace finds the 1-bullet frag with the CZ there, takes him swiftly down, but it's all on Cray. Up close and personal, been very risky with the AK-47, but actually does find the headshot as he now roams his way in. No kit. So he needs to make the play right now, taps the bomb. Kohler is not going to fall for his shenanigans though. Calate will just hold and peek out at the right time.
Could save the AWP here. Actually does grab that one, retrieves the AWP into round number 10, but right now Prophecy 9-0. Look at the frags there from Calais. 14-3 for him. Right now the top frag on the CT side is Cinder. What's worrying as well as the fact that usually you favor the CT side over Plus. So far, the slow defaults from Prophecy. There's been too much for Reason Gaming to handle. They do the slow defaults, they take the 1 versus 1 duels, and they win every single fight. They're finding entries towards B, they're finding the first kill towards mid. Simply put, Reason Gaming, they need a crossfire, they need a counter flash setup, they need something where they're not showing their head directly to the aim and crosshairs or Prophecy. They need a good setup, a crossfire, again, the counter flash, have someone spotting towards Monster from Pillar, have a flashbang pinned from Gfinity maybe. Something to catch these T players off guard, because right now, the CT defense is falling flat.
Yes, indeed. They can't quite bend efficiently, just getting destroyed into these rounds as some ringing going on into the rounds, as they will take their fight through those knobs. Fast round explosion towards that B bomb site. Mace actually has gone uncovered. They haven't realized his location playing around the pole and around the smoke. This could be huge if he times it correctly, does speak out, but it's short-lived. Quicks will stub it out as soon as possible.
So, 3 versus 3, and so the door equalizes the numbers. Bomb is still towards B short, but all 3 of these CT players are rotating in through lower at Heaven. No one flanking from B short, and the boost comes in.
Massive counter boost going through. Calais allowed to push in. Flash for him as well. They're playing it smart. They shouldn't be aware of his location. Karma will actually get taken down because of this as well, and it falls into Hoodlum and Cray. He's an elevated angle. He can fire down from above. Should be an easy spray on towards these CTs at the very least, but Cray will strike at the right time. Now goes for his push in towards the bomb site. Left in a 1 versus 1. Could be massive if he picks this one up, but still no kit. He has to react soon. Kolor unaware of his location. The timing could be there as he starts to back off, but the flick comes out. Prophecy, 10 rounds on the trot. No faults just yet.
Last week, it was a 16-0. We're infused, sorry, not infused. Envious Academy.
Yeah.
Demolished Prophecy on cash. And right now it could be facing a complete turnover, where this week Prophecy could be 16-0ing Reason. Obviously, that's quite a bold statement to make right now, only 11 rounds in. Then again, 10-0, but none of these rounds have really been close, apart from that 1 versus 1. Nevertheless, there will be the 4 AK and op set up on that T side. Sending out, flash comes in towards mid. They're doing something different, Jack, but is it too late?
It's true, switching it up. Timing could definitely be off. They go for the information play earlier. They actually do knock Slap down 20 HP, and they've actually got some map control to play with. This is the first time we've seen any real confidence apart from the long control round.
Where was this 5-0 down, 6-0 down? Why are they bringing it out now when they're already double-digit disadvantage? 0 to 10. Reason Gaming pull out all the stops right now, try and get 1 round of the board. But talking about frags, Kohler finds the first onto Cinder. It's going to be a 1-man advantage already.
Cinder was the catalyst that could have potentially got the round in their favour. Cray actually spots out 1-man. Hoodlum strikes as well. Slap is very low. That should be an easy kill to pick up, and Cray, of course, will do so. Quicks and Calais, the dynamic duo left. What can the Swedish superstar do here as he will get into the back line once again?
4 versus 2 right now. Quicks coming in through Banana. If he finds an entry here towards Karma Panga, towards a long. Cray just cleared Banana and Toilet, so maybe Karma Panga won't be expecting Quicks just to sneak up behind him.
He could pop up, find an easy kill, 1 man down, try and get them back to a manageable situation. Cray does have the crossfire covered though, so it is not meant to be.
Yep, didn't hear him scope as well. It's going to put Callan out in a 1 versus 4. So, right now, the star of the show, Already 16 kills for him. Can he make it 20?
You need to go huge. Have to be a one-man army to try and open up this round. Peeks through, spots out Mace's head, but can't quite do it. Mace will take him down with his spam. Reason get their first round on the board. All off the back of them going for an early confidence play. They work it out. Cray went for the aggression, was able to pick up massive impact frags early into the round.
So, by the time Reason Gaming find one round on the board, they're still in a 9-round deficit. This isn't a 5-1, a 6-1 scoreline, Jack. Prophecy already on 10. Reason Gaming now, they're prone to being reset. This is the problem. Prophecy win this round. Reason Gaming have reset their round loss bonus. This could be awful for the economy of the CT side, and once again, it's going to be Reason Gaming throwing the sim smokes, but I don't think Prophecy are going to be as caught off guard.
It's true. This time they are not spooked by what is occurring. Karma as well, ready. He's getting information off the back of this as he's pushed up so far. He can hit everything that's occurring with the Teeth deep towards mid right now. He has contact warp, scope through, takes down Slap, and also spots out the bomb because there's early Molotov in to try and keep them at bay, but gets caught with his pants down as he's fumbling. Luckily enough, the backup is there. Cray can respond as he finds the headshot, but Cray goes down. Kolor spray with the last bullet.
2 versus 3 right now. Low HP onto Kolor. Already found 2 frags himself, picks up the AWP as well, so the low HP won't matter too much. They have the sight as well. Mace has to rotate in through connector and have a flank because right now you could have a very good setup from the T side if they get in towards the afterplant positions towards toilets. Quick snap pushing towards bank, catching these CT players off guard. Quick.
Oh, could have struck at the right time, would have been able to get a massive opener into the round, but it's all in the hands of Kolor now. He has to do some damage with the AWP, peeking out, trying to take the fight as he just has to. Needs to create this 1 versus 1. Too much utility soaring through the skies, he can't quite think. And he will be overwhelmed by Hoodlum.
Crucial there. The Reason Gaming found the second round. If they had lost that, had their money reset, we could have been seeing a 14-1 scoreline. Still 2 rounds on the trot. So far, so good from them. What's different from Prophecy so far is the fact that they're sending 2 towards connector this time. Usually, when they had so much dominance, they were sending 3 towards mid. They were doing the slow default towards toilets, morning towards banana, flashing, having control of toilets, long, and banana. And now, finally, Reason Gaming are playing more aggressive. They're finally starting to warm up, get used to the environment, I guess. And they're trying to push back the T's. Right now, what do you think Josh is saying as the coach, interim coach, while Rom's away?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing sort of with Josh as well. He, right now, is more of your sort of pump-up sort of type vibe. He just wants to get everyone back
Mace,
into
I mean, you've got someone like Mace with 0 experience, standing in for the star player for the Reason side. What right now could Josh be saying to him?
Not too sure, mate. The old Joshy Rav.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in Mace's position right now, what would I want to hear? I'd like to hear, it doesn't matter, who cares? Something, I know that might sound ridiculous, but pressure is the worst thing in this scenario for someone without experience. Right now, you're 2-10 down. Your job for Reason Gaming is to get the 1-1 draw. For the rest of this game, just play loose. Play your own game. Stop overthinking. We see that his rotations have been off. He's been playing close towards monster every single round. Change it up. Play it like it's a face-it almost. Relax. And just enjoy the moment. Because he's overthinking. And so far, hasn't really been delivering. We've seen so many entries towards the B-bomb side. Anyway, though, Prophecy changing things up on their Rico. Going to be going fast towards connector, towards the A side. Cray now checks the way towards banana, halting the push, but has the M4.
Will fall back as the Molotov keeps him at base shortly, but they get a lot of information earlier. They're just going to try and hit the site with everything they've got. Karma, this is the opening shot, and they want to try and keep these blocks as far away as they can. Do not let them get into close range where they might actually be effective at this point. Cray's getting an easy spray down here as he comes through. Karma does damage as well. And that is going to be the round mopped up. 2 casualties though for the CTs.
Yeah, exactly. That's still the CT money is like, if there's low money for the Reason Gaming side, once it goes to round number 14 or 13, sorry. If Reason's money is low in this round, Prophecy then win the next round coming here. If they break the money on the final round, that could be the catalyst for an 11-4 scoreline. But let's see. The money is it's fairly low. It's fairly low. 2 players would need drops, so if Prophecy win this one, say they go towards B or they take A side again and we see saves come out, we need those players with 2,000, 3,000 in the bank right now to be saving in case the worst does happen. Anyway, though, round number 14 is going to be the AWP again onto Karma Panga. 4 M4s to aid and back him up. On the T side, we're seeing a 5 AK setup right now. No AWP onto the start Kolor, sorry. Anyway, though, we've seen contact plays, grouping plays from Prophecy. It seems like they had the most success when they grouped together. 4-1 style CS. We had Calais towards the other half of the map. And you played the trade game towards the sites. Even if you lost the first guy, you had a good trade. You made it a 4 versus 4. You need good spacing as well. Have the T players close together so they're all in a position where they can trade each other. So, 1 minute 5 left on the clock. It's still a 5 versus 5. Cinder gets tagged up a little bit through the wood, but then again, as he is still alive and kicking towards the B-bomb site. We're seeing another default hit towards connector from the T side. Slow play towards toilets, but they haven't got control of banana or toilets just yet. CT's playing so passive as well. Look where Karma and Cray are. They're back towards the site. This could be an issue here, Jack, because playing so far back, they will have zero information. A fake could be so easy. Look where Cali is as well towards B short once again. Could we be seeing another fake towards A? And if so, will it work again?
Karma is in position though. The difference factor is obviously he does have the AWP in his arsenal ready to try and keep them back. The push will be coming through. Fake actually does go off as well. Cali's able to take down Cinder. No rotate has been forced. They hold their angles. Cray needs to be such an impact player into the round. Karma's able to get away with a frag as well. Takes down Kolor. Karma, another frag for him. That's a hat trick coming out for Harmer. Easy kills with the AWP as he shuts them down.
Big round there for Reason Gaming to win. You can see Cinder's fired up as well. He knows exactly how important this 10-5 scoreline is on their CT side. If they make this 10-5, win the pistol, don't allow the T's to, win versus the force buy, win versus the eco as well. We could be seeing a 10-8 scoreline as long as Reason Gaming win this following round, the final round, and then win that ever so important pistol. Shots there as well, yeah, incredible. Nevertheless, it's going to be the 5 UMP buy from Prophecy. Don't really see this one too often. Before, on the CT side, you'll see this before the UMP nerf came in. But now, we see it here on the T side overpass from Prophecy after the nerf. Mid to long range, UMP does about 7 to 8 bullets to kill someone. But luckily, they're playing this one close. They're going to be opting to go towards that B-bomb site with their lack of firepower. They're going to be lining up some smokes now, and the execute comes in.
Early explosion here out towards the site. Cinder playing up close and personal. Struggles a little bit, only finds 1 kill, but there's a lot of damage, making them easier to take down for Hoodlum. Very squishy now as they have taken control of the site. Only 2 men left standing on that T side after the nade of Karma rolls in and takes them down. Karma as well, ready to strike.
2 versus 2 right now. Karma Panga has the full utility and the kit. Crow right now. Kevlar, no utility. The flash comes in towards lower.
He takes 1 down and the second as well. An easy 1 tap with the UMP. Pops the head of Cray. They do get that 11th round on the board.
Once again, another good strat there from Prophecy. We saw the good execution from the fake towards B, the smokes from toilets towards the B-bomb site to sell the fake for Calais. Right there, we saw the Astralis take towards the B-bomb site. You smoke off the first initial part of Bridge, you molly towards Graffiti, you molly towards Lower, you smoke off Heaven, you have a flashbang for Monster and a flashbang for Water and the site. What that is it causes the T's to be funneled in towards Water, where the flashbangs do lie. That's why we saw those CT players on that B-bomb site completely blind and then flooded by the T's with those SMGs. Just took over the site in a 3 versus 2. Yes, they made it 2 versus 2. The problem was such a good flashbang, and they retook Lower, and as Arch retook Lower, he found the 2 frags as well. What's crucial is the difference we see between the UK teams and the international teams in retakes and afterplants. If that was a UK team and that afterplant, they would have stayed on the site, completely scared, completely terrified, and would have just waited for the CTs to push in. What we saw from Prophecy was they took initiative and they took their stance. They said, okay, 2 versus 2, we've only got SMGs, we're not going to win this without the utility as well. We need to take a portion of the map. Either have control of B short, have control of Monster, or take control of CT lower. And they were worried that there might be a CT player towards the flank. That's why they thought, okay, let's flush towards lower and have a 2 versus 1 on that CT player. But luckily for Arch, both of the remaining CTs were there. Anyway, second pistol right now. This is so important for Reason to win. They have to take this one, and already a good play from them as they flood towards B. So we're on to Calais' USP.
Welcome out towards the B-bomb site, and they will find their way through, rubbing their feet all over it. Calais forced to try and fall back. Actually does get the opening headshot, though, taking down Makes. That could be quite a powerful kill into the late round right now, as they have massive advantage over the T's. So they get into better positions. They're just pre-firing their way through. Cinder actually going up close personal will keep the CTs forced back. They can't efficiently take the fight towards the site right now. Hoodlum does one better as well as he pops the head of Slap. Kolor risking it all as he peeks quite exuberantly here from short, trying to slip his way in. Karma has the angle covered. It's not really going their way, but Quicks will come into play. Finds the headshot back on Cinder, leaves them in a 2 versus 3. But look how low the T's are. It only takes 1 round to take them down. Quicks will find a second kill, but it looks like it's going to be too late. They don't have the kit. No time either. Arch just has to try and go for the suicide play at this point.
Massive pistol run there for Reason to win on the T side. 5 to 11 now will be the scoreline. They have to win versus the force buy. They have to win versus the eco as well, coming out of Prophecy. If they can manage that, get to 7-11, win that first buy round, have Prophecy's economy back against the ropes, constantly having to use all their investment into each and every round, that puts Reason in a position where they can break the money of the CT side round after round after round and force the quasi buys, force the ecos, get those 3 rounds on the board. That's how they're going to have the comeback into this game.
into this round though. The aggression coming back through. Obviously for Prophecy needs to try and play a bit of shock and awe style round. Can't efficiently play this one out standard.
So it's going to be a heavy stack towards long from Prophecy. The consensus for your anti-eco is on overpass. On your T side, it's just a Molotov towards tree, flash over long, take control of long and toilets, and then execute towards a molly truck, smoke off banks, smoke off stairs, and flood the site. But already, it's going to be a very slow play from Reason Gaming. Quite scared here in 10 minutes. They're expecting a push from the Prophecy, expecting the CT aggression, especially after how good of a half Prophecy had. Anyway, it's going to be the 3 players from that CT side. Actually make it 4 now as Slap joins the ranks. 4 players towards toilets. Mace here gets all the information he needs. Gets a nice dink up as well as Archers jump around.
Does give their location away. The flashbang comes over. They peek at the right time. They play it smart as they peek together. Karma trying to ward them off. We'll find a couple of frags. He just down with the AK. Karma ripping his way through everyone. And he's just left on Calais, miles away right now, as he will peek with the Deagle. And no Karma is there to be found.
Karma salvaging the round there. We saw a 5 versus 4 in favor of Prophecy, but Karma Panga there just mows all of those CTs down with the pistols, and that will save Reason's bank as well. Imagine if Karma had gone down as a 5 versus 3, more frags had happened, even though the bomb was down towards B side from Reason. Exit frags or kills onto the site could have dented that T economy so heavily, but instead, off of the back of Karma's huge play, he's just going to make it 1 loss for that T economy. So the money is still afloat, and that's so crucial going into the first buy round. They can't be out of money after the first buy round.
It's true indeed. Needs to try to reset themselves, get their minds back in the game right now. Prophecy obviously going to be struggling to the following round. Should be essentially a given at this point. Reason need to continue this damage that they're starting to bring to the table. Playing with a lot more confidence, playing how we expect to see them at this point. Mace as well needs to get back into that role. That was the issue when we saw him obviously appear last week, is that online he is going to be that hothead. He's going to run in, do the damage, he has the confidence. On LAN, the confidence isn't there. It doesn't show up. It looks a little bit better for him now on his T side.
Yeah. He said he was scared to die, and he can't be scared to die on LAN versus Prophecy right now as the entry fragger for your T side. So far, Mace hasn't really been tested in that role. Coming into the first buy round, we'll see how much of an impact that psychological boost, maybe, from Josh, their interim coach, has brought him. Nevertheless, though, it's going to be round number 18, and the full eco coming out from Prophecy. Obviously, Collar did save the armor and the UMP, but apart from that, it's going to be 4 sets of pistols on that CT side. For Reason, there should be another round with the SMGs where you stack up as much cash as possible and have money leading into the buy rounds.
Nice early flash there actually coming out as well. That did flash over Karma towards mid. Kept him at bay early. Didn't want to go for the peak because he thought someone was going to go for the early face. Mace is going to try and go for those entry kills on MAC-10. Will get the opener back on towards Calais, and this is where he needs to come into play massively. They have the stack just outside. Arch has all the information as well. If they did go for the play, him and Craig would need to be vital into the round.
Exactly that. 5 versus 4. They have the MAC-10 as well. The MAC-10 can just find out all the information it needs. You can see it's currently leading the charge towards toilets. Great. Spots out Arch, and actually there's 2 players following in close suit. Go for the first frag onto Arch and Collar, and then Mace there, the MAC-10 will find the frag onto Quick. So 5 versus 1. Mace there finding 2 frags with the SMG, so that's $1,200 into his bank account. Nice and easy, as Cinder finds the last with, once again, the UMP. Question for me is, do Reason Gaming risk this round and bring the SMGs into the first buy round? If they do, is it really worth the risk? Risk versus reward. Right now it's about rounds. You're 7 to 11 down. If you can see this one with the SMGs, Prophecy get to 12, they might have 4 alive, 3 alive, have their bank start to build. It's a risk to take, and actually they will just drop over 2 of the SMGs and keep 4 AKs, so it will be a slight risk here. Obviously hit them on the SMG, but then again, let's see what style of play they're going to bring.
The early face comes out from Kolor, but unfortunately no kills will go his way. Let's get the tag though. Hoodlum knocked down to only 14 HP. That could come back to bite them into the late round, as he's so very low. Not a lot of sustain left. Look at this from Cinder actually. A lot of confidence, teaming with it. In fact, as he does try and go for the play towards the drum set, flashbang over. He's going to work around it, peeks in. Doesn't know the location of Slap.
Don't think he does. Quicks as well, jumps point towards B Short, trying to see if there's actually more than just one player there. So, 1 minute 15. 3 players towards playground and A long for the T side. Reason Gaming nearly mirroring exactly the default we saw from Prophecy. The problem is right now they have no control of connector. Yes, there's no CTs there, but the Ts have no control of it right now, which means if they do try to go for a fake towards A, then they might be surprised that they don't have control of the connector position. Nevertheless, Hoodlum right now 14 HP. He's going to have to be the player that goes first. You want Hoodlum to die first with the SMG and have someone close behind him to get a trade frag. Best case scenario right now for Reason Gaming is it's a 4 versus 4. Hoodlum dies, Craig gets a reply kill, or Mace, sorry, will get a reply frag, and it's a 4 versus 4 in your advantage. But right now, as it is the 5 versus 5, 35 seconds left on the clock, they might be walking back into the scope of Kolo.
This could be very scary, as he has the angle on lockdown. Not a man to be taken lightly as well with the AWP. Very, very dangerous into this round. Will reposition. Smoke does come over to give them time to pass through. Actually, he gets a lot of information because this, but here comes the true play. Smokes and Molotovs soar through the air as they try and take the fight towards the site. Kolo was able to reposition efficiently, though. Will strike first, takes down Hoodlum. Karma also falls. Mace eventually steps it up as Mace finds 2 kills. Oh, but Kolo going huge. He rips his way for everyone. Unfortunately, falls at the wrong timing. Time as well ticking away. They will find that kill on towards Craig. So close to actually killing him after time at that point. They're 2 seconds left before they were even fully committed to the site.
Massive AWP play there from Kolo to hold off the T push coming in through toilets and a long. Gets all the information he needs as well. Spots 2 players towards long. Usually, if you're doing a 4-1 style of fakes, you would have 1 player towards a long. He would smoke the bottom of long, deny all CT vision, and then go back through toilets and then throw his flashbang, his Molotov and whatnot. That way you think this player's long and this player's toilets, but actually there's only 1 player there. So the fact that he saw 2 players towards a long meant he knew exactly what the deal was. Once again, trying to go for the mid face, but doesn't see anyone just yet. We saw what happened in the previous round where Reason Gaming waited for the clock to go too far towards the end. Obviously, 30 seconds left, they were forced into the push and forced into the good crossfires that Prophecy had. You had the AWP on Kolo towards Truck, you had the M4 as well on to Calais towards, well, Bank basically, holding the cross towards site, so they had the angles covered for each other, and they walked into the crossfire. Let's see what Cinder can do right now towards B. Can he find an entry and have a 1-man advantage for Reason finally?
Cinder could be the difference maker. The fall on their side into the round, if he gets the opening kills, at least causes a little bit of a distraction. Right now, just sniffing out the site to see where the CTs are situated, so he can be a catalyst into the late round right now.
He's just holding, trying to see if anyone from water. Flash comes in, finds the frag, just about will the trade come in? No, he gets the flick headshot. Doesn't quite get the 3rd though, but still 2 frags found. But as I said, that Arch finds 2 for himself.
Yeah, big play from Arch coming out as he will be able to respond instantly. Karma as well does damage, taking him down. They only have 2 men left standing and they're spread thin.
They are indeed 3 versus 2 right now as the retake comes in. Kit onto Kolo with the AWP though. Molotov onto Calais, but no smoke grenade.
Goes out, but he's caught off guard. Position of Crate will come out on top into that round as he takes him down. It's all on Kolo, most likely going to just back off. Trying to get those late round exit frags right now, and then fall back, hold on to the AWP, don't run the risk of losing it.
Exactly that. Kolo right now going to be going for the save. Reason Gaming win round number 20, and it puts them to 8. Can we see the money, please, Sliggy? Actually, won't. Just wait a second, because Crate is approaching long, and it will actually spot him out. AWP not saved, and actually, will they go for double AWP setup? No, they're not going to do that. See the Cray on your screens. Mace is behind him as well. Inexperienced neutral, I guess, filling in the shoes of Thomas. There. As soon as Arch found that this 2K here as well towards B, I thought, okay, this could be the end here. But nevertheless, the money for the Prophecy side is low. They're going to be going for the eco, and actually, this should be a double eco because look, they've got 1,000 in the bank. After this round, they had their round loss bonus reset, so they can't buy into the next one. And then again, they're going to be on eco. So this could be 9 to 12, and then again 10 to 12. So we could be seeing Reason Gaming hot on that comeback, hot on the tail, on the pursuit, towards coming back to 12-12 if they win the next buy round as well.
Look at that buy coming out as well. Sending over for the P90 for the explosion towards that B-bomb side. Just try and hit him with whatever he's got. Very mobile with a weapon.
He's the only player I actually ever see by the P90. Still an arch towards long toilets. Backed up as well by
CZ close proximity. You never want to run that risk because it can be so powerful like that. They get the efficient trade as well as Kolo will strike at the right time. Takes down Hoodlum 4-3. And they're starting to scavenge weapons. This is not looking good so far for Reason. They have to make their play towards that B-bomb site now. They do have utility and a free site.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Going for the retake right now, yes, you have a man advantage, but you have no Kevlar on Slap, no Kevlar on Calais as well. So that retake will be so hard, especially now as they lose a player, as it goes into a 3 versus 3.
Not a good situation to be in now. Losing the advantage they had, the thing that made the difference into the round. They're trying to try and play together. Utility-wise, only have 1 flashbang between all 3 members, and Quick to be walking into a death trap. Actually, pulls a fast one, but Karma is even faster. Takes him down as he responds very efficiently. Another kill going to go his way as well. Just roaming around right now, playing with his food before he takes them down. Slap realizes it's not worth the risk. Hold on to the AK.
This is a double save, so saving the AK would be vital into the next round. Actually could get an AWP as well for himself.
Karma surfing a little bit right now.
In the sky, though. This is going to be an inaccurate shot. Oh. Drops off eventually. And there we go, 9-12 would be the scoreline, and Eco coming out from Prophecy finds 3 kills, but not quite the round. So, Reason Gaming now 3 behind. Quicks on your screen, the IGL and captain for that Prophecy side.
They're looking good so far. Recent form obviously starting to work their way back up. In terms of what we need to see though right now is obviously low cash.
I told you, yeah, I said it. They had to double eco, which means this could be where Reason Gamer get to 10-12, and from there it's all down to the buy round. If they can win the buy round that follows this round here, make it 11-12, and then win versus the quasi buy, we could definitely be seeing 12-12. I said they had to break the money of Prophecy if they wanted a chance at this one, and so far, so good. They've done it.
Prophecy, you got to favour them their CT half, and it's because of how much more structure they have, but right now it's not showing up, mostly because of the money deficit they've had into this eco round as well. They're finding the easy entries. It's so simple. You have the rifle advantage. You can just play together, work as a unit, and find those easy kills. Slap as well in close range. Unfortunately, not even a dink coming out for him. He will fall. They have got control of that B bomb site. Calais, miles out of position. Can't do too much. Probably not even going to find that many exits at this point. Needs to just try and bide his time, hope for the best.
Exactly that. Can't even salvage a gun as well as it is. 5 players staying alive for the T side. You can see their money right now. 4,000 onto Cinder, 6,000 onto Karma Pangas. The money is fairly decent. They can buy up for the next 2 rounds. What are you pointing at, mate?
If he wants to run the risk, he should try clear spawn, because I did think they upgraded one weapon. So.
What, even then it would just be
UMP. Tough with UMP though, mate. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
really.
but into the next one they can still buy. No.
Oy.
So, their money. They've lost 2 in a row. I think I saw somewhere with $3,000, so they can buy an AWP, and actually finds 1 frag, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the AK because Karma Pang is there. What's the shot? Refacing with the pistol, and actually has low HP, whiffs it even more.
Able to switch out to the AK before he gets taken down as well. The Molotov will come at bay, but unfortunately Cinder's in the rear. Locked and loaded, will find the headshot.
Exactly that. So, big 3K there from Cinder, puts it to 10-12 right now. Look at the pressure onto Archer's face. He knows exactly how close this game is right now. 1 buy round could separate these 2 teams. Reason Gaming win this round, make it 11-12. Force the quasi-buy onto the CT side, win versus the pistols and Kevlar. That could be 12-12 on the board. Nevertheless, though, it's going to be 4 AKs in the AWP to Karma Panga versus them on that CT side. Finally, a full, strong buy from Prophecy. AWP onto Collar and 4 rifles to back him up as well. It's going to be the 2-man default. Actually, we have Cray there as well, but look where Collar is. Aggressive angle here.
This aggression is going to be the key to their success in the round. Kohler's able to strike as well. This time, it's not just a tag, it is an opening kill, but there's the response. Mace sprays his way through Arch, retreats as well, not going to get overconfident and try and bite off more than he can chew. Look at the play from Quicks. This is clever. So much information. Knows exactly what's going on. Able to chime in as well. Kohler also takes down Cray. And they've dismantled Reason for this round now. They don't have too much left. Cinder trying to hold it together. Thread the needle back through and at least give them something to play with. But it is not looking good.
He needs a second frag here towards Gfinity. Slap there. No utility. So if Cinder gets the sight here, he can't have the counter mollies, the counter flashes he needs to hold off the bomb as well. But as I say that, the bomb going towards connector. Karma Panga slowly going down those steps, those stairs even. We'll be rejoining Cinder. So the question is, 3 versus 2. Do they opt to go towards the A site where there's 2 players, Quicks, low HP, and the AWP onto Collar? Or do they fake the smoke towards Heaven, the flashes as well, and then run through connector back towards A? Let's find out.
40 seconds left to play with. Invest in all that utility right now as they Molotov over. They're just going to hope for the best. They take the fight in. Cinder will entry out, but unfortunately goes down. Karma can strike back as he trades with the AWP, grabs the bomb, got 30 seconds to play with, and it's a swift rotate.
Exactly, there's a Molotov as well, can molly towards lower, but actually unfortunately for him, the rotations from the CTs, they've grouped together, and now he sees it. He knows they're both towards Heaven. Molly, nade! Oh, doesn't quite connect though, so we are still into a 2 versus 1. Karma Panga, 14 HP, he's used all the utility he had. He has to find both his frags now, and he expects to play towards Heaven. Unfortunately for him, they're rotating through lower.
All on his raw skill right now. Will find the first kill as he's able to do damage. Left in a 1 versus 1. Karma, it would be huge if he's able to step up. Finds the angle, but couldn't quite pull the trigger in time. Kohler takes him down, grabs the AWP, and will get the defuse as well.
Still, 10-13 now, as Prophecy slowly clinched that one back from a 4 versus 3. Cinder and Karma Panga nearly bring that one back. Karma Panga, the 1 versus 3, finds the 2 frags, gets the bomb down as well. It's going to be good for the Reason side money. But Prophecy, 1 player surviving means they've had their round lost money reset. They have no players alive to stabilize their money as well. We're going to see it come in just a second once we see their cash. But still, they're going to be in about 1,400. Oh, sorry, they won the round with the bot, with the diffuser, 3,500. Should be in their bank. But yeah, look at that. 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, and an AWP. And no one on that CT side has money right now. Reason Gaming win this round. They're going to break the bank. A full reset. Not the quasi-buy, but a full reset. A harsh reset at that. On to that CT economy. This is a massive round right now for Prophecy to win. This could be where Reason get back into it.
Confidence is still in their favor as well as they take the fight through, but that's a bad miss from Kohler. If he would have been able to get that trade back, it would have been massive into the round, but it's not quite going down that way. Hoodlum as well takes down Arch. Only 3 members left on the CT side. Already make that 2 as Kohler loses his head as Hoodlum will do another huge impact frag.
Remaining 2 players as well have just SMGs, no kit as well. This frag is so crucial towards Connector, and Gray wins the duel. It's going to be a 1 versus 4 now. A massive round for Reason to win. They've broken the bank of prophecy, unless Calais can change it in a 1 versus 4. But the bomb being planted towards B, he has no kit. Could try and salvage an M4 here, save it into round number 25. But the harsh reset will come in for prophecy. Reason Gaming going to get to 11 to 13. If they win versus the Force, but that comes next, and then the Eco, we could easily be seeing 13-13. And with the momentum we've seen on their T side overpass, this could be a massive win and upset for Reason.
There is the AWP drop by Toilets, but he doesn't want to go for it, it seems. He's just going to stick with the AK instead. Fall back, not overextended, obviously unaware of which angles are in play by Reason right now, as they can go for the hunt efficiently. They're happy to run the risk into this round. Cray as well, not someone you want to be going up against in this sort of scenario. Will peek out, but it's not meant to be this time.
Gives away his position as well. Has the Kevlar, so aim punch isn't quite enough right now. Peek comes in, Hoodlum loses the AWP as well. And actually, is he just giving away an AWP?
No, this was the AWP that was dropped by Kolor.
But still, that means Calais can retrieve it though. Unless... No. So he finds the frag onto Cinder. Can he get the AWP before the time runs out? Yeah, he can. So, AWP salvaged. Can drop that over to Kolor if you want to. But then again, Calais has the armor, so the question is for Kolor, does he invest Kevlar into this round? But anyway, it's going to be 11 to 13. Reason Gaming now winning the crucial round that resets all the bank and money that Prophecy previously had. And look at this. The Force Spike comes out. Their money, their buy, it's all awful. Deagle onto Quicks, no utility. Slap there with a PT50, double flashbang and smoke. Orb onto Calais. He had the Kevlar, he's kept it. Kolor with no Kevlar and the SMG. This is a big round right now for Reason Gaming to win. This could be the draw, the 13-13, and from there, they could be taking this one.
Definitely so. They're looking good right now as they're damage into the round. Slow rotate coming over as we can see Calais reposition. Calais actually gets tagged out and they locate him as well. Cinder, gonna try and go for the frag, but unfortunately Calais bounces into it and takes him down.
So 4 versus 5 right now, 1 man advantage right now for the CT side. Prophecy with 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Low HP onto Hoodlum as well as he was dinged up by the pistol. So, backs against the ropes right now for Reason Gaming. What do they decide to do right now? Are they going to continue the stack and they execute towards the B bomb site? And if they do, it'll be the right call. You can see the 3-man rotation from B towards A. Prophecy expecting a fake towards B, and actually they execute to come towards the A bomb site.
So we're just going to go down towards short right now. Kept at bay for the meantime as they do have to fall back at the very least. Slap trying to go for the information play. Mace is there ready to try and trade when he can, but it isn't meant to be right now. Smoke dabs of utility as well left.
Smoke comes in towards Heaven, and now we have it. 5 versus 4. All down to Arch now with the Kevlar.
Arch on location, goes for the pre-fire, will peek into it, actually does find one shot, but Karma can trade it back fairly swiftly as they now make their play in full commitment towards the bomb site. Hoodlum as well, that kills Vital, takes down Kolor, leaves them with just 3 players up close. Personal Slap makes the jump though as he goes over, bounds through the smoke. They're not sure where he actually is right now as he's up close, finds the easy kill to P250, leaving them with just 2 players remaining, making one. It's all on Karma once again towards the bomb site with the AWP, finds the wall back on towards Slap, needs to reposition, but Quicks was in the rear.
Heartbreaking loss there for Reason Gaming. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought they're going to win the Force by win the Eco, bring it back to 13-13. Instead, though, Prophecies, Force Spy, or PT50s and UMPs change that as they make it 14-11 now. Kamapanga, he knows exactly how important that round was to win. They were so close to breaking the bank and forcing an Eco once again. Very close game on our hands. Round number 26 now. It's going to be the SMG onto Slap. 2 M4s and 2 AWPs for the CT side. Are we going to see 1 AWP towards A, 1 AWP towards B? I believe we are. Kolor there has the AWP. Going to go towards B short, I imagine. He has a bad spawn towards Monster. This is risky.
Kolor ready to try and do some damage. Peek out, finds a nice flick on towards Hoodlum. That's a beautiful opener as they continue through though, fighting through the pain. He misses the second shot. Karma is the explosive entry fragger. He's able to do damage with the rifle, get his way into the site. Cinder as well steps up to the mark. Slap, he's in a good location, but can he actually play his timing right? Will find the 1 headshot, trying to kill the bomb planter. Mace gets away with it though somehow. Was able to just stick to the full commit. Cray, a double kill to close it out at the end.
Big round to win as well. Prophecy so close to match point there. The Reason Game with a fast push through Monster. They find they lose the first man, but it's a fast trade there towards Monster, towards Pillar. And from that, it's going to be 12-14. In the pre-face, I said how crucial it is for their T-sides. They go for the 5 AK setup or the 4 AK setup, but their style of play is trades. Similar to like a Virtus Pro, where you have the riflers, you have that close spacing between each player, and each player is in a position where they can trade each other. And right there, the trade game reigns true, as it makes it 12-14 right now. Reason Gaming only the 2-round deficit in their versus the full Eco Prophecy. back against the ropes now.
They are making their play through. These pistols not going to be that efficient right now. Playing it out like a gun round, just these close crossfires is going to be where they're at their absolute best. Slap has the flash as well, so if they do get an audio key, a little bit of information that could play into their favor, they can go for the flash peek, which they actually are going to do. This could still work out quite well, but they strike early. The T's are able to get the opening frag, and it's just easy picking from here on out. They have the range advantage. It should just be a clean sweep. Actually getting tagged down. Two players incredibly low, but Mace will be able to bring it back.
You say that. Actually, Snap there finds a nice headshot with the USB onto Mace. Turns it into 2 casualties for that T side, but nevertheless, it's going to be 1 round now separating these 2 teams. Getting closer and closer. Let's see what the buy is going to be like for Prophecy. They've ecoed this one. This could be an M4, low utility, Kevlar buy. This could be 1 AWP, 3 M4s, 2 UMPs, and it will be, oh my goodness. Instead of conceding round number 28 with an eco, this could have been 14 to 14, and they would have had a very strong buy into round number 29. They're risking everything here, Jack. Round number 28, 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, and an AWP onto collar. It's looking like the fast execute towards the B side for reason. Can Arch hold it alone?
Arch needs to be such an impactful person into this round. Has to be the difference maker as the push comes through. We'll only get 1 headshot though. Slap responds as well as the CTs are defending it very effectively at this point. Only 2 Ts left. Karma has got the AWP. He's been so prolific with the weapon. He will find the frag, but he's not able to get the second kill as well. Quicks reacts too fast, and Hoodlum is left in a 1 versus 3. A massive deficit. He has utility, but he's completely forced out the site. The Molotov keeps him at bay. This is not looking good.
Exactly that. 1 versus 3 right now. 38 points of health as well for him. Calais, 46 HP for him. Quicks at 75, so 3 bullets to kill Quicks, 2 bullets to kill Calais. But then again, he's low HP himself. Very hard round for him to win.
Push comes through. Hoodlum is aware of Kolor's position. He's trying to go for these pot shots. It's a battle of who is going to run the risk and overface into this right now, as he needs to try and take these 1 versus 1s. This is his only chance into the round. They're not going to be silly about it. They peak together. Calais will take him down.
Massive round there. We saw what happened to the Money and Prophecy. They went for the buy into round number 28. They had 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, an AWP, and no kits as well. Imagine if Reason Gaming had found the entrance towards B, and it was a 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4, for example. There was no kits on that CT side, just proving how low that money really was. That could have been the difference maker. Instead, they're round number 29. Reason Gaming have to play for OT as they're forced to use all the money they have in their bank account. And when in their inventory will be a Deagle onto Mace, 2 UMPs and 2 AKs, but a full buy on that CT side. This should be 16 to 13 here, Jack.
Yeah, this could be where they close it out. Definitely looking like it will be the round that ends this first map here. Over and over past as Prophecy. They have the defense. They have everything they need to try and pick up this round.
What's key as well is this is Reason's pick. They've prepared for this one, and so far, not so good. Because they are 1 round away from losing 16 to 13. The question is, on Mirage, Prophecy have picked that map. What are they going to show? We've already seen some great executes from them towards, on overpass, sorry, towards B. What are they going to show us on Mirage? A map that they've picked and they prepared for this week.
Yeah, that's the scary factor, is obviously this is the amount of structure they're bringing to the table here on their away map. So what can they actually do on their own turf right now? Kolor trying to go for the early information. Play will be spoken out. No one is there to greet him, unfortunately. Will not be aware of the location of Cinder. Normally, that annoying lurk towards the bomb site. This time replaced on his lonesome just by Cray.
So 5 versus 5 once again. 40 seconds left on the clock, and the T's don't really have much map control. Look how far pushed the CTs are.
This could be bad timing as well, because they get caught with their pants down. Slap trying to react. Cinder actually does take down Calais. It's all on Slap to try and be the nuisance that will keep him at bay, buy his teammates enough time to rotate over. Cray as well, still waiting to try and go for the backstab towards the B bomb site. They've made the call to rotate back over. They've lampooned them. They're taking the fight towards B. Luckily enough, Arch does find the kill and gets the molly down.
Crucial molly will prevent the T attack for 6 more seconds. They try to smoke it out.
They do take it down with the smokes. They push their way through. The Deagle comes out towards Mace, trying to do damage. Left himself in a 1 versus 3. It's not going to happen. Quicks finds a headshot. They pick it up and they close that round out. They wanted to go for the fake. Wow. Unfortunately, they were aware of what was going on.
Look at the relief there onto Collop. He knows exactly how important this 2-0 is for Prophecy. They're at 6 points currently. If they win this next map here on Mirage, go to 9 points in the league, and will secures themselves a spot into the top 4 and the playoffs.
That's the thing. Both these teams right now, they needed a 2-0 so crucially, as they're not too happy with their standings. They could do better.
Exactly.
They've been left with horrible results. If they were able to get that 2-0, that would have projected them so far up.
I think the reason they're so nervous and stressed out over this game is the fact that they don't want 4th. If you have 4th, you play versus the top seed, being Invis Academy, and what happened last week, a 16-0 and a 16-10. So very one-sided affair versus Invis Academy. If they come 3rd or 2nd, they will not be playing them straight away in the playoffs. So crucial win here. Can they make it 9 points themselves? But for Reason Gaming, the best they can do now is a draw, so the maximum points they can have after this week, week 4, will be 2 points.
Yeah, not a great result for them. Obviously want to try and work their way back through. There still is one more map to come. Why don't we head over to Tom and see what went on there?
Thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you very much, Snods. What we're going to do right now is we'll have a little break, and when we come back, we'll have all the analysis on map 1, which was Overpass. So here we have it, week 4 of the Elite Series. Prophecy were setting out to avenge those demons from last week, and they managed to do so with a 16-13 victory over Reason Gaming on the map, which was map 1, which was Overpass. Some risky buys that paid off for them, and some great shots, as you can see there, and a few energy drinks to help Reason along the way. 10-0 up they were at one point, Prophecy, and they managed to let that lead slip, but held out in the end. So joining me, Ezio and James, how did you find that map? A very entertaining bit of Counter-Strike.
Well, it felt like a bit of the Elite Series as a whole so far. It's been weak CT sides. We saw that from Reason, obviously 10-0 down, and then Prophecy doing similar thing on the second half. It felt like a repeat of what I've been kind of moaning about the past few weeks.
Why is your message not getting through to the messenger? You keep seeing CT side, but 10-0 lead at one point for Prophecy. What happened there? Because there was moments where, did they not change their tactics quick enough? Was that in-game communications, which you'd spoke about before?
Well, I stayed on the desk for the entire match, and they're sitting behind us. So there was a lot of talking going on. So, we saw good signs. Didn't hear much from the other team until they started winning some rounds late on. But I think credit to Prophecy, they had some good strategy on the T side to break the initial buys of the CT side. And when you win the pistol as well, then you can really start to run away with the first half of the first half, if that makes any sense. So, for example, Karma had an AWP set up with support from a rifler near connector, but they threw flashes over the wall, the T side, and it was the rifler who was engaging first because the AWP was blind. And then when he came into repick, that's a really horrible angle. And if you're scoped in, for example, you move slow. So it's awkward with the AWP. And that gets disintegrated. The rest of the round falls apart. So once you've had your first 2 buy rounds broken, then you're going to be at a 5-0, 6-0, 7-0 deficit.
So, I mean, they had strong tactics, Prophecy, for when they were having T-side. But then, I mean, what went wrong then? Because then all of a sudden they began to lose it a little bit. And then did they alter their tactics too slowly? Because once they began to get more aggressive, they began to win back those rounds again.
Yeah, I think it was the case, like, Reason they started realizing we need map control. And I think it was like round 12 or 11 that they pushed out towards mid, took control, beyond the toilets part of the map. They just took control, and it was like the first time they'd done it, and Prophecy kind of got caught out by it. And it just changed everything, because Prophecy like, oh, we can't keep doing what we've just been doing. They've started taking map control over here. What can we actually do? And obviously it did help Reason a lot, getting those 4 CT rounds.
Yeah, round 11, they had that aggressive play, the CT side. It was interesting because they had smokes out, and they were there for quite a while, and there wasn't a lot happening. But then somebody was near the fountain area and managed to get a 2K, where one person was towards the stairs, one person was the other side of the playground, which is a big second frag in that situation. I don't think he's expected to get 2 kills at that point. And when those smokes disappear, they're very exposed as well. So that definitely helps. If he doesn't get that second kill, then maybe they end up losing the round there. So that was a huge turning point for them.
Definitely. I mean, we're seeing that obviously 10-0 up, and then really Reason came back into it, and obviously forcing Prophecy to take the eco rounds, and they began to prosper. I was sat in the audience with some of the spectators, and they were saying, oh no, Reason are going to get this, they're going to come back into it. They were talking about OT, a bit of overtime. But obviously, there was one point, I think maybe towards the penultimate rounds, where there was a risky buy from Prophecy, which paid off, which in CSGO is risk and reward. But talk us maybe through that, what happened with Prophecy. They went big, and it paid off.
Yeah, I think that was the 25th round. They just lost after getting around. Normally you get reset, and you kind of have to risk, do we force into this, or do we eco one more round and get a better buyout? They risked it, and obviously it paid off, because they did end up winning the game from that, really. If they lost that, it probably would have meant they'd go like maybe 13 or 14-13 to Reason or something. So very bold to do it, obviously, and technically the correct thing to do in my mind, because pistols and SMGs are really overpowered at the moment in this game.
So we go on to map 2. Exciting stuff. Mirage, how are you going to see this one?
Well, I know that Reason have played Mirage quite a bit. But Prophecy, obviously, they picked it. It's their pick. They picked that over Cobble, for example. I think Reason might have been trying to trick them into possibly taking it themselves, but I still don't see Reason taking it, honestly.
Really?
I think Overpass is a good warm-up for both teams going into Mirage, because we saw the AWPers, we saw Color and Karma, close range and medium range, having really nice shots, really great snaps, and being really fast as well. So now we're going to go into the longer ranges of Mirage, but both AWPers are definitely warmed up, so that's going to be good going into the second match.
I'm sort of smiling, Jason, because I can hear some cheering and some singing going on. I believe from Reason's side, they're trying to pep themselves up. Can you see them winning this map too, Mirage? I'm going to get your prediction.
Well, along with the AWPers as well, I think there was a standout in that match who was Calais on the T side. You know, they did a fake towards the B bomb site. He got a 2K on his own. So he's going to be a big problem for Reason to deal with. So from what I've seen so far, I would go with Prophecy again.
Prophecy again,
Yeah.
just going to be too strong.
I think they're more prepared in terms of strategy. But I did want to point out there was Karma had a really nice hold with the AK towards Long, because Prophecy, I don't know if you noticed, but they were prepared on their eco rounds. They expected, like, Long is one of the best plays on an anti-eco for a team on Overpass, right? So Prophecy put the numbers there, and Karma was able to clean them up very well. But if he's unable to do that, if they're as prepared on Mirage as well, they're going to have a lot of problems for Reason.
So it's those tactics are going to really pay off for Prophecy. They looked very strong. They let it slip a little bit, and Reason came back into it. Can you see SEO Reason taking this map?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Straight no. Like, they had Karma playing really well, Cray was playing really well, and they still didn't get it.
Yeah.
So they would need a third person to step up, possibly Cinder maybe. In the past it was Thomas. I just don't see it happening. Just
proving once again in this Elite Series and in many CSGO games, it's not a deathmatch, it's not a puggy situation, you've got to have those tactics. I'm going to throw over to the two gentlemen to my right. There they are, Snods, Jackie. You feeling pumped after the little mini break? Ready for round two of this?
Pretty good.
Feeling pretty good. Great Counter-Strike so far. Close games as well. 16-13. Predictions for me, I think, yeah, this should be a Prophecy 2-0.
Yeah, I think we're looking at the all-way Prophecy right now. It's just going to be steamrolling through, I imagine, at this point.
Believe we... oh, no, it's going to be the map coming through. So this is Mirage, obviously. Right now, you're having two similar style pug sort of teams right now. It's all down to the middle portion of the map. Can you take control of mid? Where are your aim? Your individually skilled players going to find entries? Are they going to be pushing through connector, trying to find frags on towards A? Are they going up short, trying to find the frag onto the player apps? Or bench, or towards that B-side default? Where is the action going to take place?
That's the thing. James hit the nail on the head as well, obviously. We're going to see a lot of AWP combat going into this one. Mid control is going to be so vital. Karma as well right now needs to fill in for Thomas. And Thomas, you're very aggressive, roaming AWPer. We're going to see him taking early peeks towards window, swift peeks towards connector.
No Thomas.
That's what I mean. Karma needs to try and adapt to that sort of play style. More so for Karma as well. He's more of your laid-back AWPer. So this is going to be the true test for him, as he has to adapt quite heavily. More of this sort of hectic aggression we saw over and Overpass.
When we casted Reason versus Method a few weeks ago, it was all about the CT sides, actually. T sides were weak on both sides, so that could play into the favor of Reason. Obviously, not having your entry frag on that T side is far more impactful than on the CT side. That could be a silver lining for Reason going into Mirage. Question for me is, how many rounds can they get on that CT side? That CT pistol is going to be so crucial. And if they win it, can they get to 9-6? If they can, then maybe there's a chance for the draw. Nevertheless, it should be a 2-0.
Yeah, always scary as well, because obviously with Reason right now, the game they had against Method, even though at the time Method, we're looking at them as being the best UK team by a mile. All UK teams have that internal struggle on their CT half. They can never really excel to the best of their ability. For some reason, it doesn't quite work out. We're talking post-plants, we're talking teamwork in those sort of situations, whereas a team like Prophecy, even though there are communication issues inside of that lineup, and you see it because they're still newly formed, they're still trying to get things ironed out, the kinks there, it's still better. We see a lot more communication, smarter teamwork, we're seeing constant flashes for each other, smart play as a unit, and that's where they have that advantage on that CT half.
Talking about communication as well, you have Arch flying in from Ukraine every single week. Yeah, so jet lag maybe, or how will that impact the comms, sorry? But anyway, enough of that, as we are going live into the pistol round of Mirage, map number 2 of game number 1. Let's see, it's going to be the smoke diffuse kit this time from Hoodlum, not the full utility. And it's going to be Forces of Kevlar on that T side. Calais once again buying utility for the terrorist side. Flashbang and smoke grenade and the P250 for him.
Utility to play over is going to be important. Look at Arch as well here, early on, going for that contact play towards the B-bomb site.
So it's going to be 2 players pushing off ramp right now, trying to see if they can find an entry and cause a stir, cause a fake. towards the A side, force the rotation.
Here we go, as they will push their way in. The massive late round play towards the B bomb side, but it's not working out in the favor they wanted it to. They need to do damage here, force the rotate over, make some noise, but right now it's sort of simmered out fairly quickly. The player's gone down towards B as well. Luckily enough, Arch flexes his acrobatic skills, Snods, as he glides through the air, takes down Cinder. Karma's forced to reposition, but it's short-lived, gets taken down. Mace arrives on the scene though. This is very hectic. The CTs are just running in one by one.
Exactly that, 3 versus 2 right now. Kit onto Hoodlum though. Nevertheless, it will be a 2 versus 2 now. Man of the hour. The South African finds a nice staple frag there onto Arch. 2 versus 2, they have the kit and smoke.
Yeah, the bomb's down as well, actually towards L block. It's not in a great position. Calais, if you would have found that frag with the P250, could have been critical. Definitely would have been a game changer. Quicks has to try and push in as well. Calais does take down Cray. They leave it all in the hands of Hoodlum. He will find one frag, but they trade efficiently. Quicks takes him down. So close there on the opening pistol.
Exactly that. Once again, it's going to be the T-pistol 1 for both. Well, last map, it was both sides winning the T-pistol. And now, respectively, it's going to be Prophecy taking the Terrorist pistol on Mirage. Let's see what the force battle is going to be like for Reason. Are they going to go 5 players buying Kevlar? Are we going to see a scout in play? Hoodlums, he's thinking about it. Instead, though, he's actually going for the full eco, so it's only going to be armor to Cinder. Reason Gaming, they learned from the previous game where they went for the force buy in round number 2. They were broke on round number 3, and once again had no money apart from an M4 and Kevlar in the back.
Ooh, Craig gets the opening deagle shot though. Look at the confidence on display. Pushes his way up mid, takes down Slap. That's going to be such a nuisance into the following rounds as well, because they're going to be scared that he will use that against them again.
Exactly that. 5 versus 4 right now in favor of Reason Gaming. Cinder finds another frag from Seth as well towards B-Apps as he pushes it. UMP in his hands. So far it's going to be Collar right now trying to equalize the numbers towards Connector.
Needs to do something as well, Snods. They've got 5 members still alive on the Reason side. They're scavenging weapons left, right and centre. They're starting to look like they have actually been able to pull a fast one over Prophecy into this round. Kolor gives the game away a little bit. The flashbang comes over, allowing him to strike. He does damage to what takes down Karma. This is when they regain control of the situation swiftly. Everyone will fall. It's just Cray and Cinder left. Cray, pretty annoying though. Deagle in hand. They're not even going to give him a chance. Stub him out straight away. And Cinder is just trapped here. Basically just playing for exits at this point.
From a 5 versus 3. Prophecy bring it back right now to the 3 versus 1. Cinder once again found himself in a favorite position.
Could have been potential. He actually did bypass them. They weren't aware of his location. If the luck would have been in his favor, could have been important into the round, but just get stubbed away.
Yeah, exactly that. Only 2 players as well being dispatched from the T-star, which means the money will begin to build and swell as they go into round number 3. This is going to be another eco here potentially from Reason Gaming. So, CZ flashbang bought up by Mace. He has $3,000, and so does Hoodlum. So they can, if they wanted to, go for the double upsell into the first buy on round number 4. Mac 10 onto Quicks. This should be a money round. Have 4, have 5, stay alive on your T side. Build up as much cash as you can once the buy rounds do begin.
Smokes are going to come out early towards that mid control. Want to just try and keep Cray at bay. Obviously, that Deagle has been annoying already. They don't want to run the risk of seeing what he can pull out of his sleeve into this round.
So, Caleb, see if there's any aggression towards round 4. Palace is going to pull back towards the rest of his team. The rest of the team are going up through short right now towards the B site. So down to Cinder.
Cinder here, not going to be that effective. That USP could have found that one frag. If he'd have taken down Arch, it at least gave them something to work with. But look at the confidence. They know they can just go for these aggressive plays and get away with it 99% of the time. They just take the fight through. Kolor as well. Switched out to the side on, takes down Mace. Cray will fall, and that is the easy ones out of the way. Clean sweep.
Exactly that. 5 players staying alive for the T side. We have a Mac 10 in play, but he still has Kevlar, so it's not the full rebuy from him. So, do they keep the Mac 10 and the UMP? Do they try and get a bit audacious and get aggressive? Show their hands, show their confidence. Because if you win that round, bringing forward the SMGs, your money is in such a stable position for the rest of the half. So, Mac 10 dropped away. He's going to be given the SMG. 3 AKs on the T side with the AWP onto Collar once again. Cray now playing the middle position. It's no longer Karma Panger. Instead, Karma towards B apartments. Smoke towards top mid. What's that smoke for? Is that for CT from middle?
Very well could be. They're going to go for the late round A take. The smokes do go over. This could definitely throw Spanner into the works. Allows them for that quick take towards Connector as well.
So right now they're going to be playing retake. And actually, as I say, that Hoodlum pushes through the CT smoke, trying to get aggressive here towards the side. Try and find a one-man advantage for his team as he execute reigns in.
This is looking very smart as they completely draw a line across the site. Slap as well will fire down, takes the head off of Hoodlum, but Mace can retaliate as they're left in a 4 versus 4. But the site has been completely blocked off. They've got absolute control. It's awkward for anyone to peek right now. The CT's forced to bend, but they're breaking. Karmo, though, he wants to bounce back. Will be able to take down Calais as he leaves them out with the advantage.
3 versus 4, they have a kit as well onto Mace. They have the Molotov towards Firebox as well. Arch towards Tetris. What can he really do? Good crossfire here from Mace.
Beautiful crossfire, exactly that, but it's not working out in the favor they need it to. Cinder and Mace does damage. Cray as well will take down Kolor, and they get the round.
Massive round there for Reason to win. The first buy round is 1 for that CT side. If they'd lost that, 3-0 was already the scoreline for Prophecy. That could have been a 4-0, 5-0. We could have been seeing a repeat from the previous T side that Prophecy did to Reason.
This is the thing as well. Reason looked a little bit confused about the smoke take that went on there. I think that's one of the old.
It's a weird
That's the
smoke.
old Cloud9 smoke take, where it instead of blocking out all the angles, it divides a line across the site in a straight
It was
line.
the Luminosity one that it goes center of site, chipper boxes, under bulk, and jungle, and it's like a line. It allows you to plant and get control of jungle. Those smokes were different because it actually.
That's not good. The angle was actually covered as well. Arch was scoped in, ready to find that frag slot. Misses at the wrong timing, and everything started to go downhill off the back of this crate as well. He gets away with 2 free frags into the round. It's all go at this point, Snods. Everyone's charging in. Arch actually starts doing damage though. Finds the double kill that he needs to get. Kolar as well chimes in. It's all left on Karma here in a 1 versus 1, just a few seconds into the round.
Archer's low HP as well. 35 points of health is all he has in this 1 versus 1 versus Karma Panga. So, bomb towards mid. He can retrieve this, but 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Kamapanga, if he peeks towards mid now, wide swings from short. This could be the second round 1 for Reason Gaming.
Oh, the timing here is going to be so important as he makes his way off. He has luckily got out of the line of sight. Upgrades to the AWP. Actually going to face back in though, and he's got his knife out. Swarm now, Karma! Unaware, doesn't clear towards top mid, and loses his head.
Oh, not happy with that one, is he? Anticipated the play to go through connector or towards underpass. Instead though, he goes back towards top mid, catches Kamapanga off guard, and finds round number 4, and that could be the reset in terms of money as well. We had 3 players stay alive in the previous round for Reason though. But no, look at this. 2,000 across the board in their bank accounts means they will be conceding this round. The Eco coming out from Reason Gaming. Once again, Arch trying to go for the mid. Misses 2 easy shots there. And now let's see what Craig can do if he's pushing up mid. Catch him off guard maybe.
They were unaware as well. Didn't realise Craig actually jumped out a window. That's a nice opener. He takes the head clean off him with his deagle skills.
4 versus 4 now. Smoking towards the bomb. He's towards the apartments. He did a slap as well from underpass. So this could just be a nice slow round here from the T side. Try and see if they can find themselves another frag onto one of these USPs. If they do, make it 4 versus 3 and then group up together and just head towards one of the sites and play the trade game.
Yep, that's the thing right now, especially with the pistols on that CT side. They just need to hold those crossfires, play close angles, and try and trade efficiently. Cinder actually does get a bit of confidence behind, takes down Quicks, has grabbed himself the AK as well, and got away scot-free, Snods. This could be quite important into the round.
1 man advantage now for Reason Gaming. 1 minute left on the clock. I don't think that Cinder saw the bomb though towards apartments, so we won't be seeing a full rotation from that CT side. And that might actually be lucky for Reason Gaming. Blessing in disguise, because if they'd fully rotated towards B, they'd be going towards the wrong side. Slap now, trying to infiltrate that CT defense, but Cinder might be able to catch him off guard.
It's true, Slap has the round in his hand, and he gets into the backline, actually does find the head of Mace. This is really going to throw a spanner into the works. Cinder, it is all on the correct timing here. Playing out for audios. The audio cues even, trying to listen out for this one. But look at this in the back line as well. Slap is able to walk straight up behind Karma. He wasn't aware that somehow he could get on towards the B bomb site. Walks up behind Forest, finds the kill. Cinder does trade back though. Headshot comes out as well. Hoodlum strikes Hoodlum! Somehow pulls it out of the bag with the USP. It looked like everything was gone, but Hoodlum was lying in wait and strikes at the exact moment he needs to.
Eco round 1 there for Reason Gaming, making it 2-4 and resetting the round loss bonus now for Prophecy. On there. It's going to be 2-4 as we go into round number 7. Let's see what the buy's like for that T side. They're going to be investing into this one fully. Slap there, 1,200. He has enough money for the AWP into round number 9 if it comes to there. But it all comes down to whether or not Reason Gaming can find the next 2 rounds and make it 4-4. It's going to be the Tech 9 on 2 players, Deagle onto Calais, and 2 AKs to fill out the rest of the buy.
No presence towards mid at all early here as well, so Craig's going to be aware of that. He's allowed to rotate over, drops down, finds the kill and underpassing towards Quicks. That's a nice opener.
Once again, the 1 man advantage for Reason Gaming. Slap not happy with that one. He knows exactly how important this force buy is for the rest of the half.
This is where those early impact frags of the AWP coming in so key as well. It allows them to just completely dismantle what Prophecy want to do into the late round. Nice use of smokes as well, and an easy frag from Karma. Finds a headshot back on towards Arch. They've burnt so much time. That smoke's still going to be there for a couple more seconds. Prophecy, they look in dismay at this point.
So, Deagle onto Calais towards default. Hoodlum will easily take him down. Slap now the AK. Bomb has not been planted, which means if he saves this, he will get no round loss bonus. So the question is, does he save or does he try go for a few frags here and try and dent that CT economy as much as possible?
Let's see how it will actually go. Slap makes his slow approach through. The angles are covered. They have an easy setup here as well to trade straight away if something goes wrong, but they're not even going to need that. Mace will take him down, move swiftly, and we'll find a headshot.
So, another round there, 1-4. Reason, you can see Slap there, furious at the fact that they lost versus the Eco. They lose the force buy, and now they're going to have to concede this round and potentially see a 4-4 scoreline right now. You can see Hoodlum chuckling away, Loving the fact that he found those remaining 2 frags as well with the USP. But this is the eco now coming up from Prophecy. Ooh, so Slap had enough money for the AWP into round number 9 and actually invested fully into the last round buying utility, which means we're going to be seeing no AWP onto Color, a man that is so prolific with the AWP on a Mirage. Every single time we've seen Prophecy play Mirage, he's so impactful. You know, it's going to be the eco into it.
Yeah, just going to go for the flash peek out, charge their way through Palace. They actually do get the opening kill. This is looking a lot harder than it needs to be. Prophecy get away with the bomb plant as well. Exactly what they wanted out of the round. It's going all of their way right now. You've got the 2 CTs left, make that 1. The Slap gives himself an AWP and just works his way through.
Massive round there for Prophecy to win as they make it 5-3. You can hear them screaming as well behind me. Eco rounds 1 for both sides now, only 9 rounds in.
That's the thing, the entire point of that round, purely to get the bomb down at that point. Overwhelm the opposition, 1 flashbang out from ramp, everyone bursts out of Palace, get the bomb down, that's how it's supposed to go. But they just completely overwhelmed Reason there. We're not ready for that.
What's mental is the fact that the CT setup on the A site was good as well.
Yeah.
Mace towards stairs, you had your remaining player as well, I believe it was Hoodlum towards ticket booth, so they had the right setup. But the fact that Mace was blind, couldn't find the frags to exit Palace, allowed them to swarm the site and swarm the CT defense from Reason Gaming.
Kolor back on the AWP here, as he does take that mid control, but no one's there to greet him.
Exactly that. Surprising as well, considering that they do have a 2 op set up on that CT side right now. Cinder boosted towards Delpan. Will peek, spots out Collar, and now Collar is trapped.
Stuck in position right now. He has been able to get away scot-free as well, so could have been worse. That has actually gone down. Hoodlum will fall at this point as Calais gets the opening frag in towards round, and one of those AWPs is now situated towards mid, but is it going to be impactful will be the question.
Exactly that. Smoke dissipating from window now. Cray had bad timing. Already we see Arch towards connector. Gonna play below him. Quicks. Ooh, no. Slap actually goes behind. And now it's going to be the 2-man advantage. But as I say, that Mace finds a frag with the fans.
Dismantling a lot of structure that Reason had into this round as well. It makes it so hard. Mace aware of so many angles that he could be getting pushed from at this point. The seeds are down his mind. He's going to have to rotate over, constantly clearing these angles.
What's crucial as well is the fact that Calais is low HP. And the bomb is on the AWP as well. So they need to swap the bomb back to Calais and try and get that bomb onto the site. Kola wants to have impact from Palace, and already the first frag is found. Kamapanga makes it into a 3 versus 2. Quicks as well does fall from Mace. 3 versus 1 now.
Peeking together dry, even though they had that utility right there. They peek out of Palace. They do lose the first man. The second man's also going to go down towards Mace, as you said. All on Kolor. He has the AWP to play with. 1 HE on the bomb. He's got 20 seconds here on the timing. There's so many angles he has to clear.
Cinder towards short as well. He is inside CPR right now, which means Kolor can plant for mid. And no opposition in his way just yet. It's going to be 3 versus 1. He needs the first frag and he finds it with the flick.
Oh, beautiful headshot comes out as he takes down Karma, but he still needs to do so much more as he will peek in. Mace is there. He has the Famish, just needs to peek and pre-fire, which he will do. Upgrades the AWP as well. That's a huge 4K coming out from Mace into the round. Finally starting to come into his own.
Exactly that. Rounds going back and forth now as we see round number 10. 4-5 now. Look at that. He gets the bomb down. It's not the end of the world for him, but it's going to be another force buy coming out from Prophecy. We saw what happened on the last force buy. Poor plays coming out from the side. They had the Tech 9s, the UMPs, the AKs, but it wasn't enough to conjure up a round. Question is, do they go for the eco or do they force back into this one? Arch buys the AK. UMP bought by Quicks. AWP onto Collar as well. So once again, going to be forcing into round number 10. They have 2 UMPs, 2 AKs, and the AWP onto the AWP, well, the AWP star of Kolor. On that CT side, it's going to be the Mag 7 for Kamapanga. AWP onto Cray. This time, a single AWP setup. Let's see if that will be the difference maker for Prophecy.
Going to be going for the strategy once again with a line of smokes from the setup they are working into here.
They've already shown their hand with the split throughout the site smokes. Let's see if they're going to do more of the default smokes towards jungle, CT, and stairs.
Smokes do rain in right now. Going to block off those lines of sight. Once again, it is the classic take as they actually do force them back. Cray gets the opener on towards Slap here though. That's the caught off there for mid. That's their lurk being shaken down instantly. This could throw a spanner into the works.
Flash comes in towards CT. Hoodlum is blind, tries to fall away, and actually does somehow.
Oh, they're able to get away. Arch as well gets the spray down, rips his way through from the AK-47.
And that's huge as well. They have the after plant position towards CT. The bomb is planted for them, and now in the 4 versus 3, they have the man advantage and the after plant positions.
Reason, they were just trying to play for the retake, but they're losing the numbers as they just let themselves lose every advantage they had into the round. Right now, the decision has been made as well to back off. They don't want to run the risk. Cray actually does find 1 frag back on towards Quick, so at least they can exit safely, Snods. But they let that round slip away.
Exactly that. 2 players towards CT. The bomb is planted for them. They have kits, but the problem is they have no Molotovs to flush out the 2 players. They can't smoke off ramp, smoke off Palace, Molotov firebox, molly behind triple. They have to peek each angle individually. They will cut their losses and just save and concede round number 10, and it's going to make it 6-4 now. So, into this round, what is Reason going to bring us? The fact that the rounds have gone back and forth will be so detrimental for that CT economy. Will they have enough to buy up into this one? They saved 3 guns, an AWP and 2 rifles, I believe. Ooh, can they drop? I'm not quite too sure. Anyway, we are seeing Reason Gaming on your screen right now. Looking fairly chirpy. They did lose a round there, but nevertheless, the game is not over just yet. It's going to be the buy coming out. 2 M4s, AWP onto Cray, and Hoodlum there with the SMG. Prophecy once again on the 4 AK and single AWP setup. Seems like Reason Gaming prefer 5 AKs on their T side, and Prophecy like to go for the 1-up onto Collar. Seeing how incredible he's been playing so far, you wouldn't doubt them for it.
Definitely not. This is the thing though, he's not actually going to be using that aggression into this round. Just hold him back, playing unless Cray is going to get his confidence back in his favour, try and go for the early mid information play. The true play will be going down towards that site with a bomb. B-side has been overwhelmed. They haven't actually able to sneak through. You can see Cinder unaware of what's going on. The complete rotate comes out. They work all the way over through short, back towards A, but look at the push from Hoodlum. Dismantles the entire round. He's got the bomb. Everything they've done that was executed flawlessly has been thrown out the window now.
3 versus 3 though. Luckily for Prophecy, they have 1 minute left on the clock to salvage the bomb. Hoodlum run out being pincered in from T-spawn and ramp. Chucks out the molly, but he has to get towards T-spawn, misses the flick as well.
Yeah, needs one of these kills right now to at least give him a fighting chance into round, and he's missing these shots nods. This is not how it needs to go, and he will fall down. This is very awkward as there's just 2 players left, but they're coming in with a backstab once again. Cinder strikes, finds 2 frags. Critical play into the round. That's the difference maker.
Arch now in the 1 versus 2 has 35 seconds left. He has time to retrieve the bomb and run it back towards the A site. Instead, he's going to take his chances with Cinder towards B. And Cinder, he thinks that Arch will go back towards A. Instead, though, a good play here from Arch. He anticipates the play from Cinder to go back towards mid, towards the A site. And now in the 1 versus 2, he has control of B. Does he expect himself to be greeted by such an open and free site? I believe he does. Going to be planting for short as well. If you can get towards short, find the frag onto Cinder towards connector. Turn this into a 1 versus 1 versus the AWP Cray. There's a chance, but right now the CTs have 2 kits and just a flashbang.
That one flashbang is going to be so important into the round as well. Just play together. 3-2-1 beak off the back of the flash, and just try and work your way in. You can see Arch going to extend way too far out. The bomb is planted for him. You just need to try and create these 1 versus 1s into this. No utility to try and aid him as well. It is all off the back of the audio cue and trying to go for the frag at the right time. Cinder needs to trade for him, and Cinder will find the kill. Takes down Arch. Defuse comes out. Close for Prophecy there. They played such an intricate round as well. So much strategy brought to the table. All off the back of just Hoodlum being able to walk into T-spawn, finds the bomb, put such a massive spanner into the works, completely dismantled everything they had set up, and it all fell down from that.
Great play from Hoodlum as well. As soon as the execution is called towards B, he pushes towards A and T-spawn. He gets all the information he needs. We saw what happened when Mace was on the B side of Overpass. Whenever an execution came in towards A, he wouldn't push. He would stay close towards Monster. He wouldn't peek anything, and that's the difference between these 2 players. Experience. Hoodlum knows exactly what's to do in the scenario when the execution comes towards B. Anyway, though, it's going to be 5-6 right now. Reason Gaming in a 1-round deficit. The quality buy coming in for Prophecy as they have Kevlar, flashbangs onto 2 players, the Mac-10 onto Arch, and then the pistols to fill out the rest of the buy. Can they really get any entries towards the A side?
Oh, look at this. Completely forced every rotate off of mid. They have no information nods. They've left mid completely open. Twitch is able to get into the backline, finds a headshot on towards Cray. It was so vital that they stuck around, especially Mace needed to be there at that time. It's not working out. They're just getting overrun.
Cinder now towards CT, finds 1 frag. More for himself, goes for the spread and just about whiffs it. Karma banging down the 1 versus 3.
Karma have to go huge. He's had some good rounds, but still too much of a tall order for that man. Will fall. This is the thing, they had the double player set. We had Cray and Mace, window and playing from close connector, both watching towards top mid. Cray calls it clear at that point. They rotate over because of the smokes. Mace instantly rotates off, expecting that full take towards A.
It's weird we saw the rotation from the B short player through Kitchen.
Yeah.
Because if he rotates in through B short instead, he gets all the information he needs. He's going to hear those T players jumping into window as well. But
that's the thing, as soon as you get close short, you hear all of their footsteps.
Yeah,
and can react off the back of that. It's very, very odd.
So, poor rotation there from, I believe it was Cinder. But nevertheless, it's going to be 5-7 right now. Prophecy with a 2-round advantage. We go into round number 13. 5 AKs for them. Well, I say AKs, but I actually call it as an M4. 5 rifles then. Let's see what this M4 will do.
Olon, perched up in a high angle, will be able to rattle down a couple of bullets, finds 1 kill back towards Mace. And he gets the information that Hoodlum is there as well, knows he was close by. They do take this fight with a split push towards the A bomb site. Actually, the CT's find a couple of frags though. They're able to dent the T power right now as they are finding these openers. Kalik will respond though. with that rifle, but Cray finds the headshot, leaving him with a deficit. They only have 2 Ts left into the round. It looked good for them, but it started to slip away very swiftly. Slap falls as well. It's all left on Cali now in a 1 versus 1. Cinder, CZ in hand. He can be such a nuisance with this weapon, but they're aware of his location.
Yep, Kala knows exactly where he is. Goes to the face. Oh my god, he gets the fadeaway headshot!
Cinder pulls it out of nothing. This is the thing. We know he's good with a CZ. Somehow, though, he gets that shot.
If that was me, I'd be screaming, cheering. Look at him. Dead face on him. He's keeping calm, because one of the mistakes you can make in that scenario is you get too hyped up, suddenly you're shaking, your heart rate's racing, and you play worse for the rest of the map. He's staying composed, he's staying calm, and that means he should deliver throughout the rest of this last game.
Oh, Kolor, every time he's taken this mid towards this AWP towards mid, he cannot find those entries. Cray has been able to take him down every round consistently.
Doesn't matter though. There's going to be a 4 versus 4 as the refrag comes in onto Cray. 6-7 is the scoreline right now. Prophecy 1 round away from winning the half. Can they make it 9-6? The question is, can Mace hold connector?
Yeah, he needs to lock down the choke point this time around. It's been such a massive leak in the previous rounds. He needs to sort it out right now.
He does indeed. 4 versus 3 right now. 1 minute 15 on the clock. Bomb towards B short as well. We have Slap with the AWP towards Delpan, but no one's going to peek in his way just yet. Cinder here towards window. Peeking up, trying to see if anyone will face towards CP. He hears the jumps, he hears the steps. He knows exactly what's going on, but Kale expects it. It's going to be the frag found. 3 versus 3 now, 1 minute left on the clock. And I believe Cinder spotted the bomb as well. So it's all down to the next frag. Can they get the kill? They entry towards A, and they've done it. It's going to be the remaining 2 CT players towards B. 1 towards kitchen, 1 towards default site on B. No one to hold the A side. This should be a nice and easy round now, as long as Prophecy get the good after plant positions.
Yeah. They've got the rotate cut off as well. They just need to hold their angles essentially at this point. Karma's forced to go the entire way round from short. Gives the game away as well. Fires up a pop shot. And they're aware of his location now. They just need to try and go soon if they want to attempt to go for this. They do not have a kit to play with. Karma luckily will scavenge one now. Limited utility.
Exactly
Only 2 flashbangs.
They can molly out firebox, default or triple. They have no smoke for the bomb, no smoke for ramp or palace, so it's going to be an easy frag found with the AWP by Slap. And turns into a 1 versus 3 hoodlum now. Doesn't really count his chances. Going to be saving this one potentially. Picks up the AWP, cuts his losses, and in the 1 versus 3 he will be saving, allowing Prophecy to get to 8 rounds after winning the pistol. And now that means Prophecy, regardless of how the last round goes, they'll be winning the half.
Yeah, looking good so far. This is the thing though, such a back and forth game. In terms of how these rounds have shaped up, we're looking at 1 win, instant reset,
4
reset.
spies, yeah. Battle of the 4 spies really is how I describe this one. What's crucial as well to point out is the fact that when we casted, when we've ever casted Reason Gaming on Mirage, their CT side is strong and their T side is weak. Right now, on their CT side, all they can conjure up is 6 rounds. Is it enough going into the second half? I said in the preface before this game that I think they should be at 9-6 if they want a chance of taking this one. And already, they can't even make that. The best case scenario for them is if they win this 4 spy and make it 7-8. Nevertheless, the Prophecy winning the half. And Collar, is he going to peek again towards Cray's AWP?
Hoodlum has actually donned the weapon into this round, playing more of an aggressive start to it. Goes for the early face with a fast play towards mid, but nothing really gets paid off, Snods.
Doesn't indeed. It's going to be the 5-7. CZ onto Mason Craig, Deagle onto Carbapanger, and the AWP onto Hoodlum, leaving Cinder with the M4 towards B. Oh, actually, it was B short. Now actually going back towards CT spawn. So Quicks now able to get out mid for free because there's no one towards B short. Hoodlum with the AWP towards Connect. He has to find the first frag here for his team.
Oh, there's going to be the opener though, and that should be Quicks to do damage. Karma will retaliate as he takes off Slap's head with his dirty Deagle. Leaves them in a 4 versus 4 at this point. A little bit of silence will fall across the field though. Exactly.
Colin now the AWP is holding towards Delpan. Carbapanger maybe walking straight into his crosshair. Instead of the timing is not in his favor. Molly comes out towards window, and now they know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, great for this as they know what the play is now. They can react to it efficiently. They will actually push their way in. They brute force out. They gain connector control, but Cinder wards them off just long enough to buy the CT's time to react, but it's not going to matter. You give Color the AWP, put him in a situation where he can do damage with it. He finds 2 very swift frags, gets the hat trick in the end, and it's all left on Mace.
The inexperienced player right now in the 1 versus 2. Bomb being planted now for mid, and you have Collar there with the AWP towards connector, holding the line, then holding the cross as well towards site from CT and jungle. Mace, he could maybe catch Collar off guard. Collar has to land a nice flick here if he wants to find the frag and win the 2 versus 1.
Grabs the AK. Molotov to play with, but the angle's covered. He does tag Collar down to 2 HP, but he'll fall.
Of course, Collar hits that flick. When does he miss him? You see there on your screens. Loving it. It's going to be 9-6 right now. as Prophecy do win the half with a 3-round advantage. They win the pistol as well. So in terms of buy rounds, it is fairly equal, going in favor of 6-6. As I say that though, there was numerous eco rounds won, forced by wins as well for both sides. So as we go into the second half, Reason Gaming now on their T side. If they lose this T pistol, we could be seeing a 9-6 scoreline if they don't get the bomb down.
Scary factor is as well, we could actually see Kolor go uncontested into this following half, because as you said, they like to run that 5 rifle setup more commonly.
Yep.
We're not looking at them going for the AWP consistently over on that T half. If that is the case and they run what we normally see against sort of domestic UK teams, against Prophecy, they could run into a massive war early. Kolor, we're going to see those hard defense towards mid. He could be the difference maker all out here as soon as we get into those buy rounds.
Usually when we're casting Reason on this map, it seems to be on the T side, they just fall flat in a sense of they get control of mid, but they don't really know what to do with it. They don't execute towards one of the sites once they have control of that portion of the map. They don't try and go for entries through connector or be short. Instead, it feels like they just take control of mid, they run back, they leave one towards mid, and they just 4-man force themselves through a choke point, and usually they get mowed down, they'll get modded off, they'll be counter-naded away. Can they change that now on the stage? It's going to be 5 players from the T side, slowly going towards B. Korea right now, perched up on top of underpass. If he jumps down, it could give away some key sound cues, but instead it's going to be the 5-man play towards the B bomb site. They have 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs as well. Will Arch find a kill?
Arch going to have to reposition at this point. The flashbang does come in as they want to swamp the side, but they do have that free CT side defense, but they're not in good angles right now to try and work together. Actually, Arch will have to do damage on his lonesome. They're completely zoned out by the smokes, but they push through it. They run the risk, and it's paying off as they start to take down the Ts. The Ts look absolutely confused about what's going on, unaware of the location of this CT defense, but Cinder and Karma come back into it. The dynamic duo that have been together since 1.6 start to rev their engines.
No kits on the CT side as well. Kelly may be caught off guard from the push that comes in.
Cinder will peek in. Flashbang aids him, but he can't quite find the frag, and they start to fall. It's all left on Karma. Can he avenge his fallen brethren? Tucked in right now, just trying to stay alive. Kolor doesn't clear it. Karma will find the frag in the end after a little bit of a whiff. Is displayed. It's all left on Kale. Takes the fight towards him, but unfortunately he's going to go down. They do have the kit as well. That's the defuse coming out. Such a close round there for Reason. It looked shaky. They were able to bring it back. Nearly the round went in their favor. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite go that way.
Prophecy now winning their T pistol and CT pistol. Generally, when you win both pistols and both pistols in a map, you do anticipate that team to be winning. Simply because you win 2 pistols, you've got to be expecting 6 rounds on the board as long as the team wins versus the force buys and ecos. So far, though, in the first half, in terms of buy rounds, Jack, the game was very close. It was 6-6 after the pistol rounds had happened. So, unfortunate scenes here as Reason Gaming go 6-10 down. And now, after getting the bomb down, they'll be on the full eco, which means we should be seeing 11-6 for Prophecy. This is the round now where they need to find frags in his SMGs.
B contact play, but this is not the right time for it. Arch just forced them to run straight into the meat grinder, gets 2 frags, and they are eventually able to punish him for going for the confident play. But still, 3 men left standing at this point. They're forced to fall back. They can't run the risk of emptying themselves into the site. Essentially just giving so much money away for free there early on. Quicks as well. He wants to double down and gamble a little bit here.
Cray holding the off angle here. Can actually maybe catch Quicks off guard, but no, he won't. Quicks is ready for it. And that's a nice headshot there onto Cray. Right now for Reason Gaming, they can't win this round, but they can try and do economical damage by getting frags. But unfortunately for them, the only people getting frags is Prophecy onto them.
Yeah, Hoodlum had the bomb as well, and he's now fallen to Cinder, even though he's miles away, and the A site is fairly clear. The angles are covered, but if he would have had the bomb, could have been a chance of getting some extra cash into the round. Right now, though, just need to tuck into Sandwich. Might actually find 1 frag. 2 casualties to that CT side early on. Could be fairly beneficial to them.
Could be indeed. Cinder finds 1 frag and actually takes out 2 of the CT players so far into this round. UMP tries to go for a 3rd, but there's going to be 2 casualties for that CT side. So the money, not on the worst case scenario, but they've only won 2 rounds on the trot right now, which means Reason Gaming, if they win this first buy round here on the second half, on their terrorist side, they can start to break the bank of Prophecy. We saw exactly how important that was and how prevalent it was to have the comeback on Overpass to break the CT economy. So the question is right now, can they do it again on Mirage? 6-11 down. I believe they were 10-5 down, or 10-5 down on the previous map. And now 6-11 is the same deficit, 5 rounds separating these 2 teams.
5 rounds though, a closer margin than you think. Down to rounds like this, they do actually go 1 for 1 in trades early on. Reason, they're in a good stance if they can link back together here to actually try and make this round work, especially if Arch overextends. Trying to play for information, got the Q that Karma had fallen back.
Yep.
Could be his downfall.
So now we have 2 players here. A ramp from the T side, sorry. Also got Cinder as well towards Palace. Calais alone now towards the site as the other 2 remaining CT players are pushed back towards connector and middle. Flashes towards ramp, tries to get the information he needs. They might think this is actually going to be the B play. So we're down to Cinder now, try to find the first frag towards A and cause a rotation. And try and make that B site easy for themselves. Anyway, push is going to come in from Arch. Kamapanga finds the frag. Slap as well towards mid. Could cut off for the rotation.
Yeah, that's massive. There's actually no one there for him to spot out, so he just has to go for the slow play in the backline. Can't run efficiently. They're going to hear that audio, and they will be able to take him down. Off the back of they actually backtrack through. They want to run the risk. This has all gone downhill because of this. Hoodlum gets spotted out by Slap. He finds the frag. Molotov goes down. He has control of the bomb. This forces Reason to have to hunt him actively. He's in a good location as well to take the fight. The headshot angle comes into play. You can see the panic. Doesn't want to overextend here, just trying to stay alive and wait for his teammate to rotate in.
Exactly, that's Cinder as well. 10 HP, one bullet from Slap's M4 should take him down. Flashbang comes in. Does he anticipate the play from both of them though?
Kolor does damage on towards Karma. They're all going to start falling down. This is so awkward, bounding off the ladder. But luckily enough, Kolor's there with the AWP, can take down 2 members of the team. It looked like the round was in their hands.
Exactly.
Hoodlum backtracks off. They wanted to go for the late round rotate, the old double fake.
So, why does Reason Gaming backtrack towards their A site? Cinder peeks out from Palace. He spots Kali there towards CT. If you know where that one player is towards the A site, you should always go to the site where you know where the remaining player is. Towards B, it's a guessing game. He could be balcony, van, bench. We call it rat snake in the UK, but the back pillar is behind default. You want to know where the known factor is, where you know that remaining player is towards CT, but unfortunately for Cinder, he didn't find that frag. He didn't find that kill, sorry, which meant 12 on the board now for Prophecy, and now we're seeing the Fulliger coming out from the T side. There should be 30 to 6 Jack, and another round where Prophecy can build their money even greater.
Oh, Slap could be such a nuisance into this round as well. He's in position here, spots out Craig. Hoodlum miles away, cannot trade efficiently as well. Trapped towards underboss right now. Just has to hold out, and they're losing everything they had into this round. Oh no, the old foot shot will take him down, cripples him. His shoe's not going to fit after that.
Exactly that. Shoots his toenails off, and that will make it 13 to 6 as we see a 7-round advantage right now for Prophecy on their CT side Mirage. Look at the relief there on Slap. We saw how stressed out he was on overpass, where Reason were getting closer and closer and closer to bring him back the game. And now he's feeling fairly comfortable with the 7-round advantage.
Going back through. We do see the AWP coming out on Cray on his T side. Going to go for the glass cannon.
Interesting as well, yeah. It's more of a desperation play, I think. He has the mid spawn. He's going to try to challenge the AWPer and try and get the first kill for his team.
Flashbang goes out, tries to take the fight through. The smoke is down towards short to allow him safe passage. Hunker's down for the meantime. Koda actually playing from connector as well. They are forced out of position. Good use of utility so far coming out from Reason.
Call up, playing aggressive now towards connector. Mace chucks the smoke towards window. Doesn't want to be spotted out. Cray might just be walking into the scope of Collar though. Shoots his AWP, gives away his position, and there it is. Hoodlum has taken down the first frag found for Prophecy, and the second as well from Collar towards Palace. Cinder's down as well. It's a 5 versus 3.
Very, very awkward as he's got those 2 opening kills. That's so impactful into the late round here. Reason just left with 3 members. In terms of utility as well, we're working with 3 flashbangs, 1 smoke, and a molly. This is not going to look too good to give him safe passage towards A.
Exactly that. Cray has no armor as well, so if they go for the contact play with the AWP, leading out from ramp, that would be disastrous. Instead, there's going to be picking his chances towards Palace. Bomb and Mace towards ramp. They need to find an entry here towards the site. Have a 3 versus 4 after plant. That's the only real salvageable way they can take round number 20.
This is true. They're just going to have to try and play it slow into this. Cray, he's going to be the opener. They have the flashes to try and allow him safe passage if they want to go for the flashbang over. He is going to go for the contact phase, actually. Try and spot anyone out close by jungle, but Kolor had the superior angle. Is able to peek into him, takes him down. This is the instant reaction as well. They're playing contact. You have to go because this has occurred. Instantly getting dispatched as they walk into the site. 5 players staying alive as well for the CT side, which means their money has been building. So for Reason Gaming, 6 to 14 down. They have to win 2-3 rounds in a row if they want to break that CT economy and finally get rounds where they can have confidence versus the ecos, versus the quasi-buys. But yeah, look at that. 6,000, 7,000 across the board for the CT economy. Reason Gaming need to win 3 on the trot if they want to break the bank from Prophecy. So they're going to the quasi-buy now. Cray there without armor. And apart from that, it's going to be the 4 quasi-buy here from the T side. Quicks as well going aggressive towards ramp. Might be able to catch the players so they throw their nades as well. Quicks pushes through. Hoodlum actually gets flashed out. He is in the high hunger though. Has the high ground nuts.
Exactly.
Take them down if he plays it right, but unfortunately Walker's down. Did get the smoke out at the right time. There's actually the flashbang over to try and allow him to peek. They flooded their way through. He did do his roll, but it's not really aided them too much. Reason get out to the site. No, they get away with the bomb plant. That is very effective into the final round because it will help them. The cash crate does damage as well. Switch out from the Tech 9. 2 beautiful headshots come out. At least they now have that cash injection for what could be the penultimate round.
Slap, jolly as ever, laughing that one away as they do go to match point. 15 to 6 now is the scoreline on Mirage. This could be the final round here of the first best of 2. Prophecy taking a very needed 2-0. Putting them up to at 6 points now. Take the win here, get to 9. 3 points for them in this best of 2, which means they are going to be joint with Envious Academy, but obviously Envious Academy are playing later versus Method. So, round number 22, match point in for Prophecy. Double upset for the T side.
Push their way through. Karma tries to go for the opener. Would have been nice if you could have taken down Kolor. That double upset up in play of Prophecy as well, so they have twice the firepower. And that aggression is on display early as well. This is going to be quite scary. Try and take that fast mid-control. They do get the opening kill. Mason with one takedown quicks, but Arch, the elevated angle is too powerful. Rattles down an absolute firestorm of rounds and will pick up 2 kills.
Sending out towards short, trying to catch Arch off guard. Molotov, actually the smoke grenade comes in. Will force him back slowly. And now they could potentially boost towards window. You can see hit him there under window himself. I'm a pangle the up towards middle. Can you find yourself an entry for a team? Will re-smoke window. Peeks out towards Color's AWP, but Cinder will be going down. It's going to be a 4 versus 2 there. Unlikely scenario here for Reason to take this one.
The duo that is left in Hoodlum and Karma front. It's not looking good for them, especially with Karma missing these shots. Needs to try and get that opening frag, but Hoodlum steps up massively. He's got into a world of his own.
Oh no. Kale now the up towards B apartments. He's pushing it through T-spawn. Could be catching these remaining T players off guard. Oh no. Kale going towards underpass. He expects him to go from top mid, through underpass back to B, but unfortunately for him though, he's going to be going towards B through through B apartments, which means Prophecy right now, they think it's going to be an A ramp or Palace play, but instead, unluckily for them, it's going to be the B side take here from Reason Gaming.
They're just going to go for the play as well. Slow and steady, contact, work your way out on towards the bomb site, clear the angles, but Kale, luckily enough, will rotate over. There is no audio, but he has the angle covered, Snods. They're going to walk straight into his scope, should get the opening frag, and then it is all going to be downhill from there, but he misses! That could have been so critical to the round. Karma takes him down as well to give them a fighting chance. It's all left on Slap.
Lands the jump though, with finesse as well. As I said, they'll get a bit blocked up. Still, has the Molotov flashbang and kit in his arsenal. No smoke for him, so can't go for the smoke defuse kit.
Hoodlum spotted him. Hoodlum spotted him on the cross as well. They know his location. Karma has no reason to peek. He's seen the barrel of the AWP. Hoodlum falls back towards Forest as well, just trying to get the angle. Finds the dink to his headshot. Karma forces Crouch to try and stay hunkered down. Slap doing damage. Finds the kill as well as he takes it down. But Hoodlum retaliates, finds the headshot so close.
It was indeed 7-15 will be the scoreline now, as the rounds still keep going. It's going to be 8 on the trot for Reason Gaming if they want to force just overtime as well. Not even the win. Chance of them taking this one is so unlikely, but nevertheless. These rounds here, get a few more rounds for Mace on stage. Get a bit more experience for him. But nevertheless, it will be round number 23 now. 5 AKs to go for the fast play towards A. As I say that, actually bomb's going towards B. So early aggression from Hoodlum will be stopped by the AWP coming up from Kale.
That's the thing as well, not that effective in forcing out any rotate at all, really. The CTs are still in a good position. They've got a lot of audio because they're pushed deep, close and towards short as well. And they're going to hear that. All of the T's sprinting back. They would have got that info.
Exactly that. 4 versus 5 right now. We've seen what happens when Reason Gaming have the advantage. They eventually close out the round. The problem is Prophecy so far on their CT side. Kolor's AWP has found so many first frags. This time, it is an AWP, but it's not Kolor's. It was Kale that found the frag there towards a ramp from Hoodlum. And with the man advantage, Prophecy can now just play the trade game. 1 for 1 in terms of kills, and they will have the advantage every single time. 1 minute left on the clock right now. The T's can set up for an execute towards the site. Mace can smoke towards jungle, but I don't think they're going to have a smoke towards CT, exactly where Kale's AWP is.
Hunkered down right now. Slap, going to be essentially a turret on the site. Needs to get the opening frags to give Prophecy the chance into this one. Has all the utility as well, and his teammates are in position. They peek at the same time. They're able to rip straight through them. Slap finds a double kill. Cinder hoping to retaliate, but it's Mace to go big as he finds a double kill. Once again, it's all left in the hands of Mace. Finds the hat trick, but he will be shut down. Snods, that is going to be Prophecy closing it out. They find the 2-0, get themselves that huge win on the board.
Exactly that. 16-7 on Mirage and 16-13 on Overpass. You saw the power of winning both pistols on Mirage. They constantly had the lead. They never let it slip. Yes, we saw some big rounds from individuals on the Reason side, but it wasn't big enough. Individual plays on individual rounds doesn't win you the full game.
That's the thing. We're only looking at 11 rifle round wins for Prophecy.
Exactly
the
that.
rest of them were all off the pistol.
Yep, exactly that. So, that's it. 2-0 there for Prophecy. Puts them to 9 points. Reason Gaming, unfortunately, didn't really get the draw, so they're still at 1 point. The only map they did win was in the first week versus Epsilon.
Yep, good form from Prophecy here. Maybe they can try and keep this moving into the later weeks, but right now we're going to be moving straight back over to Tom and the guys on the desk.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you, Snods. Great match there on Map Mirage. It finishes 2-0 to Prophecy. They have banished those demons from their 16-0 loss last week. We're going to take a little break right now. When we come back, we'll have all the analysis for you. Don't go anywhere.